Guac guac.
I do have a reality show problem. It's become kind of out of control at this point. I don't know how many shows I'm in the midst of. I don't know how many shows I've unwillingly forced you without your consent to join me on this journey. But you know what? I think at this point you guys have Stockholm syndrome and we're just gonna have to go with it because I don't know, you guys are kind of clicking. So we're just gonna keep it flowing. And I found this new Korean show. Actually, my Korean researchers said, they told me, hey, listen, you've been watching China's Singles Inferno. Not really. I don't know what the f you're watching. I'm just gonna be so real with you, Stephanie. We don't know what you're doing. Did you see what I did to that banana? Jason, did you see it? So my Korean researchers were reaching out to me and they said, hey, I don't know if you want to know this information because we don't really want to like start something. Like we don't want to start another obsession and then you go off the grid for like 2 weeks and then you're just sucked into this thing. But there is this show that everybody's been kind of obsessed with in Korea and it's called Couples Paradise. And this is like the Squid Games of speed dating in South Korea.
What does that mean?
You know, it's just so cutthroat.
Like, what does that
It's so
even
cutthroat.
mean?
It's so mean. Like, you think Beauty and the Best was mean? These people are mean, but in a very normalized way. It just, like, it's so many parts of even just episode 1 made me slightly uncomfortable. I don't even know why. It's the speed dating. Picture this. I'm gonna set the scene for you.
Okay.
It's kind of like a giant windowless warehouse. And you've got 2 male hosts, very famous people, okay? And these very famous men, they're going to make sure that these people get married at the end. This like never happens in Korean reality shows. Like by the end of a K-drama, you might have a no-tongue kissing scene. So that means by the end of a Korean reality show, nothing happens.
So they're going to get legally married?
No, but they want to. That's the aim. And I think at the end, they even like put them in wedding dresses and then they have to like pick one. I don't know if they force you to like legally get married like The Bachelor does. Okay, because that's actually unhinged. Like we need to psychologically kind of study that maybe in the next 30 years.
I mean, give them a couple of years, they'll get there too.
They'll get to The Bachelor. They'll get to The Bachelorette. So they're going to get 60 men, 60 women.
60 men?
Who want to get married, and they're gonna come into this warehouse and they're going to just fucking stare at each other. You've got all of the
They're
women
just gonna start
doing it. Oh, sorry. So you got all the women on one side and they've got numbers on their chest. They are known just by their numbers. And the guys, they also have numbers on their chest. So 1 through 60 or whatever.
So 60 women, 60 men.
And there's a huge runway in the middle. It's like New York Fashion Week, Seoul Fashion Week. The women are on the left. The men are on the right. They're on tiered, like stadium type of chairs. And they're staring at each other for 30 seconds in pure silence. First of all, when they come out, the lights are off. It's dim. It's dim. Then they, boom, turn on the production studio lights and they gotta stare at each other for 30 seconds. It's called the first impression stare. So you look at all 60 people in like 30 seconds and then you decide which one fits your physical criteria the most.
How do you pick that in 30 seconds?
That's what I wanted to know actually, because I feel like my eyes would glaze over and fall out of my dome.
Yeah.
But they do it. They be staring. Okay, all the girls are kind of freaking out. They're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even see this coming. Like, there's so many of them. And they're like, 30 seconds is the time it takes to fall in love. Begin. Some guys are like, my hands are sweaty. You know, these girls are all so pretty. We can hear their inner monologue. One guy, he's wearing this black turtleneck with a gray blazer. Keep this man in your mind.
Black turtleneck with gray blazer.
Yeah, his hair.
Can we call him
Turtle Boy.
Okay, Turtle Boy.
Turtle Boy. His hair is a mature bob. It's a ass bob. He's got a bull bob. He's got a sharp nose. I'm really confused by his facial features. I feel like his occupation would be an engineer. And everyone's like,
Ooh, that's so cool, a software engineer. Like, I definitely think AI is going to take over the world.
here's the catch. He's not a software engineer. He's just like a civil engineer. He like engineers buildings, which admirable, perhaps more admirable these days than software engineers, you know, but he kind of likes being mistaken for a software engineer. So he doesn't correct it. That's the vibe he gives me.
Okay.
And he just stares into the camera and says, I had to observe the woman. So I was focusing. I didn't smile. And he does give me serial killer eyes. He's just scanning through the crowd of women with his laser focused eyes. He looks over and makes direct eye contact with girl number 10. And she's just kind of giggling to herself. Listen, I don't know if she's just shy and giggling, or I don't know if something funny's happening, or I don't know if she knows where she is. Like, it was like a really intense giggle, and I'm like, that's okay. Sometimes I don't know what's going on either, and I just giggle.
Does she lock eyes with him, or?
No, she's just scanning all of them, and I guess
giggling.
it's very awkward. Yeah, so she's very giggly. Her cheeks are bright red.
I mean,
maybe
I feel
it's
like
the blush.
that
Maybe
will be
it's,
you.
No, exactly. That's why I love her, okay? And then he says, then I noticed girl number 10 was smiling. So I became the most curious about her. Countdown begins. 3, 2, 1. Boom! The lights turn off again, and everyone is taken out of their seats, and now the seats are just filled with numbers. It is time for speed round dating men division.
Okay.
Here's how it works. All the girls are going to sit in their seats. Behind them, they have this giant plaque with their coordinated numbers. So if I'm number 15, it says number 15. And then I got this giant button. It's the nuclear codes, okay? You press it, that means I'm interested in this guy that's on the runway.
Oh
and
my
then by
gosh.
the end that he's done talking, he will see how many lights are on, and then out of those, he will choose who he wants to take on his first date.
Okay, that's a classic. This is classic.
Exactly. Now, there are some little producer moments where the producers line up all the contestants and they're asking them really intimate questions like, how long have you been single? And a lot of the guys are like, God, it's been so long. How long have I been single? Like 3 years? And then some of the girls are like, oh, I've been single 28 years. Okay, and how old are you? Oh, I just turned 28. So, like, they've been single their whole lives. They've never fucking dated anyone. And now they're on this dating show.
Do you believe it?
Yeah. The way they said it, I'm like, no, I believe you, okay? Like, especially number 16. She's wearing this cream blouse. She looks super sweet, but the blouse sleeves are mesh, so maybe she's crazy. Maybe at nighttime she gets a little crazy. Maybe she likes to go.
Oh, I thought we were talking
drink
about
a
the
tea.
guys.
Yeah. Oh, the girls too.
Oh, you're talking about both.
Yeah,
How many
yeah,
years
yeah.
they haven't been. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and she's like, I'm here looking for a husband. I'm expecting to find my husband. And she's so cute. She's like giggling as she's saying that. But it's kind of like a painful laugh. Yeah.
What does that mean?
She's like, I'm here to find my husband. Please.
Like, she cannot go home without finding a husband because her mom is probably going to berate her and viciously verbally assault her, so please.
I don't want to be alone anymore. Like, that's the vibe she gives me, but she seems really sweet and she's really pretty. Everyone here is pretty. Meanwhile, number 24, she looks a little more assertive. She looks like she could play with maybe like 6 guys at the same time. Like, I feel like she could juggle them. Like, she seems like she doesn't get too emotionally attached. But she says, yeah, I think I'm going to marry someone I meet here. I mean, I just really got to get one, right? And then number 25 is like, just one. Yeah, we just need one.
Do they get like any incentive or no?
I guess pride, ego, you know,
Okay,
the whole
I guess-
nation is watching.
I guess you get love. Okay.
Yeah, and love, of course, of course. How could we forget the only thing that comes out of reality shows? True love. Okay, they're the biggest producer of it. And then number 9 walks in. She's wearing a peach colored dress that's almost at her knees. Like, I feel like that is even too modest, too conservative for church. Like, it's a lot. You know, she's got big strappy black heels with a black ribbon in her hair. She looks like a choir teacher. All the other girls are studying each other and they're like, do you know her? I think she's a YouTuber. Wait, what kind of content does she make? I think she's a beauty influencer. Then number 6 walks in and they're like, wait, why does she look so familiar? And turns out she used to be an idol. She debuted
jeez.
as a member of a group in 1999. So she is a little bit older. Does she look older? No. She looks so young, but she is definitely older. Like, I don't even know if half of y'all were born by that point, okay? So yeah, she's older.
Wait, 1999. That's 26 years ago.
Yeah, and then she would have been like, what, 18 at the time?
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, God, she looks young.
Oh, wow.
She looks like 31.
You're talking about she's over 40?
Yeah, she looks 31.
Wow.
And then you get this younger, absolute doll looking girl. I guess we're going to find out about her soon because she looks truly like a doll. Like, you know those edited pictures of girls on Pinterest where their lips are completely glossy and there's no way in, I don't know, metaphysics, I don't even know what that word means, that is just physically possible.
Yeah, like your lips.
Stop it. I pressed my button.
So she's got those lips. There's contestants coming back in from season number 1. So this one's actually a very sad story. She was former Miss Korea.
Is that sad?
No, this is the sad part. Okay, she was on season 1 of Couple Paradise. Is this Couple Paradise? I keep getting this name wrong. You know what? I give up on the name of this show. It doesn't even fucking matter. She goes on a date with a foreigner on season 1, and he straight up tells her, "You're not skinny." She says, "I know that. Is it difficult for you to go on a diet?" "No, I can go on a diet." And now she's back. Clearly that relationship didn't work out. Thank God. I hope that every single time he goes outside, it starts sprinkling a little bit. And it's like just enough sprinkling with no clouds that you think it's maybe bird piss. That's what I wish upon this man. But for her, I wish upon her true love. I don't know if this is the place she's gonna get it, but she's back. She's back, and she lost weight. She lost 44 pounds in 6 to 7 months. And do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? When a girl breaks up with someone and then rapidly loses weight, that means that girl needs a hug, okay? And she needs a friend and maybe a therapist and maybe some cookies. Okay, so you gotta find the one that attracts your attention the most. Contestant number 10 is the one that caught all the guys' attention. She's the one that Turtle Boy was interested, the smiling one, the giggling one. And so she gets to walk into the little sea of girls last, and all the girls get to see that's the one that all the guys like. And you know what? All the girls are like, no, I see it. She is the prettiest. That was my first impression too. And I just feel like she is the type that a lot of guys like. And then there are also side comments of, I mean, do first impressions really matter in this show? Yeah, no, it does. It does, for sure. Yeah, whatever. So they all sit down, they take their seats, and now we've got 2 male hosts, and we also have a panel of couples therapists. They're like counselors for women and men, and they're just talking about like, what do men and women even want these days in a partner? And one of the counselors says, you know what, I'm just gonna be honest. These days, economic power is at least a basic requirement. That's a basic requirement? I mean, people care about economic power, height, physique. I mean, at least one of the 3 has got to be perfect.
Economic power, height, or physique.
Yeah.
Okay, either you're tall, or you're buff, or you're rich.
Yeah, which is crazy because I thought like at least personality we could slide in there. Like maybe as the 4th denominator. Like it didn't have to be number 1.
Yeah, like common interest.
Yeah. Funny? No? Okay, so the girls are all sitting when they hear a ringing noise. What is that? And then all of a sudden, the big screen pops up with 10 key words. 6'2" tall guy, fridge body. Diligent, manly man, boyish charm, sweet, large dog, elite who studied abroad, specialist, professionals, gentle and rich.
Okay, it's so interesting. These are like, you can say like some of the top 10 qualities that women are looking for in Korea.
Yes, that Korean society looks for in partners. Yes.
And it's very specific. Like you wouldn't see like a girl here in America be like, I'm looking for a fridge daddy. Like
yeah, it's a fridge daddy. It's boyish charm, manly man. There's specialists. So these are like your doctor, lawyer, judges, prosecutors,
dentist. I'm looking for a dentist.
Yes. Gentle and rich. Okay, that's like a very specific. I don't even. Elite who studied abroad is also very specific. Because like I guess in Korea, like you really only study abroad if your family has some money.
We watch K-drama.
Yeah,
we
know
exactly which one people are feeling in their head.
Yeah, and then like another one of the 10 keywords was like S company. So basically that means you work for, like, it's like you work for Meta, Amazon, you name Apple, Alphabet, whatever.
Yeah, one of the big tech.
Exactly.
It would be
yeah.
like S company was like what?
Samsung.
Samsung,
LG,
SK Group.
yeah, SK Group, yeah, stuff like that. yeah. So this is where they are going to, with super fast efficiency, because South Korea is all about pali pali, pali. Okay, you are gonna find
Means
pali pali means hurry, hurry.
Yeah.
Like quickly, quickly, pali pali.
gotta go.
We gotta go. Okay, this is pali pali. Find your marriage partner in the couple's palace. So 30 men will appear on a train. The marriage conditions will show up. So they're all going to be categorized into one of these. And we're going to go category by category. So the producers will actually take a look at all of the guys' specs, their looks, their income. Oh yeah, we get to know everybody's income, their personality traits, their job, everything. And then they're going to categorize them into these keywords. And then a train will arrive on stage. And these guys, like, in each category, the girls will get to vote if they want to go on a date. Now, if you get picked to go on a first date, you're out of the next session.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
What is this train and?
Okay, it's literally like revolving sushi train. Yeah.
Okay.
So the stage has a train. Choo choo.
And then all the men's arrive.
In that category. So we go by category because girls have different categories that they like.
How many category? 10?
Yeah, there's like 10 different categories and they're trying to make it streamlined. So if you know you're not into boyish charm, okay, like that's one where I'm like, I'm not even looking.
But what if someone has like 2 traits, 3 traits,
Yes.
4 traits?
It's up to the producers. And a lot of guys have a lot to say about it. And they say, I'm actually very upset that I was not categorized in gentle and rich. I am actually in between opportunities and I do need you to pay for my rent next week. But I think it's offensive. Like, yeah, the guys get upset, but the producers be putting them in based off of their on papers.
Okay.
So the woman can choose. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I said 60 women and men earlier. I meant like literally 30, sorry.
Oh, okay.
60
okay.
is unhinged, okay?
Yeah.
So the women, they can choose the men that they like. And the men will choose out of the people that have their buzzers on, which one they want to go on a date with.
Yeah.
If you get chosen for a first date, you're out for the rest of this.
Forever?
No, you can come back in later because the next episode is going to be the girls are on the stage now and the guys get to choose.
Okay. I see.
So now the decision is up to the guys. The MC hosts, they're giggling with the girls, you know, they say it's season 2. I know I started on season 2 because the Korean researchers were like, hey, don't even do season 1, do season 2 because they get exponentially crazier. Like you just got to amp up all the way. So they say, first of all, the studio has been upgraded. Even the participants have been upgraded. And I'm like, okay. Okay. So choo-choo, the first train is arriving. Words are flashing on the screen. This is the trait that most of the girls chose that they wanted in a man. So we're going to start
Number 1.
there. Number 1.
Let me guess.
Yes.
Let me guess. It's gonna be one of the specialists.
No,
Like,
it's
no?
a trait that like
Don't tell me it's fridge body.
no.
Okay. It's gotta be rich and gentle.
That's what you think, right?
Yeah.
Sweet large dog type.
Sweet large.
Golden retriever men.
Oh.
Golden retriever men.
That's the most desirable right now? Yeah. Can you describe golden retriever man?
Yes, golden retriever
I mean,
men.
I guess I can fill in the...
Yeah, you could fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
It's not my preferred type of men, but whatever, right?
What is your preferred type, man?
Okay, if I had to put you into a dog, we went through this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we did like an RM team building thing and we were like, hey, it wasn't a team building thing. It was literally, we were sitting at lunch and I went,
If I were a dog, what dog would I be?
and they're like,
What do you mean? You're definitely giving me a chihuahua.
with like your tongue stuck out and it can't go back in and you've got only like one eyeball. But for some reason you survive. You are alive, okay?
Yeah.
No, you give like Afghan hound. That's what everyone said. Like those kind of less common, very slender, tall. Not too sporty.
Not too...
Not too cuddly. Just like existing.
Okay. But girls want golden retrievers.
I guess so. And then the girls' counselor is saying, you know, a lot of people like guys who remind them of big, friendly dogs. So the first guy comes rolling out like a luggage wheel, you know. He just rolls, and he comes out wearing a leather jacket, black leather jacket. He looks responsible. He looks funny. I don't know how to describe
Leather
it.
jacket?
He's wearing a black leather jacket.
Is he looking for someone open-minded?
No, he did not say, excuse me, you dropped your iPhone 17 Super Max.
Pro
Max. I put my number inside. If you're open-minded. He did not say that. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the type of guy that maybe he knew a few dangerous people back in the day, but now he's kind of, you know, there's like a saying in Korea where oppas, their faces will always get larger and wider, and they just like...
What kind of saying is that?
Like, you just get older. You get older looking, and like suddenly the leather jacket isn't doing what the leather jacket used to do when you were in your 20s, and that's fucking okay. Because when I was younger, I would wear bodycon and crop tops. I don't do that anymore, and that's a-okay. He looks like he wears a leather jacket to run his cafe business. And then also, you're kind of like, I don't know if that leather jacket is actually like, I feel like he is stepping on it and rubbing it onto things just to make it look distressed and weathered and worn. But in reality, he bought it brand spanking new. So the girls, they start clicking their buttons. It lights up behind him. Every time someone presses it, the ding sounds, and it shows on the big screen how many people are pressing for him. The contestant says, I like someone with pretty lips, you know? And everyone's looking at him. He's placed first in the first 30 seconds with 7 votes. The host introduces the next sweet large dog man. This man looks like a Dalmatian. He comes in posed with hearts on his head. He does this. He cups the top of his head. It looks like ears. He looks like a sweet dog. He's contestant number 26. You know, he says, I think I'm having a good time with this. You know? And so people start ding, 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 ding. Then the third guy is introduced. Leather jacket.
Again?
Yeah. Okay, it's kind of like the same vibe as the leather jacket guy, but more Lululemon. The first guy looks like he builds muscle in real life. This third guy looks like he builds muscle in the gym. The second guy, Dalmatian, I don't think he's thinking about bodybuilding. Okay? Now, people are kind of debating which of the 3 that they like, and the girls are changing their choices because there's 3 of them. They get assigned a color. So all the buttons are different colors now. There's like red, yellow, blue. It's very complicated. The producers, the sound guys, the audio equipment, they're pulling their hair out on this one. I just know. I just know. So now you just have their appearance. You've got their type. They're all the sweet, large dog type. You've got their appearance. And now let's reveal their qualifications, because we are talking about South Korea. That matters. So pink guy, leather jacket guy, rough around the edges guy, male number 3. He is an employee at a conglomerate in Tokyo. He walks down the runway. He gets to the end, and he does something that makes me want to viscerally scoop my insides out with a spoon. You know those grapefruit spoons that have serrated edges? I want to stab myself in the stomach with that. He walks down the runway and he goes, pyong pyong, with his hands, like paws, like pyong pyong.
I mean, that's why he's a golden retriever, honey.
The host says he's been living in Japan for 12 years. He has permanent residency in Japan. He works at the biggest IT conglomerate, SoftBank, in Japan. He makes about $55,000 annually. He starts talking, and I take back everything I said. Remember how I said he probably knew a few dangerous people back in the day? No. This man doesn't even know someone who jaywalks. He is proper. He does not sound rough around the edges. The leather jacket is a fucking lie. He says in Japanese, nice to meet you. I'm very happy to meet all of you. And he's super smiley. After hearing his Japanese, one girl presses her button. That's doing it for her. And then he says in Korean, hello, I crossed the sea to find my partner. I am male number 3. Now, to add to his background lore, he says, I've lived in Japan since college. I've lived there for 12 years now. The thought of starting a family and settling down came to me recently. I feel very nervous, but I can no longer live abroad in solitude. I must do something about it. Would anyone like to live with me in Japan? And now all the hosts are like, whoa, wait, she would have to move to Japan? She's got to leave Korea? And all the girls go quiet. It's okay if you don't even speak Japanese at all. I can be responsible and take care of you. Immediately, a girl clicks off her button.
It's just too far. So they're like talking to each other while they're clicking their button. It's just too far.
I'm not gonna go to Japan. The hosts agree. Asking someone to move to another country is a huge deal. Like, you'd have to give up everything. Girl number 23 still has her light on. She was the first one to put her light on for him. And her seatmate, number 22, is asking her, you can move to Japan? I mean, I'd have to, right? And she keeps her light on. And she's so smiley. And he places last when it comes to the number of votes after the whole Japan thing. The number of votes plummet down to 4. That's it. Only 4 girls still have their light on. And the host says, this isn't simply about dating. Marriage is the premise.
These hosts are yappers. What are they talking about?
But they're celebrities. So they're cool. Yeah, don't offend them. Don't offend them.
So they're cool. I mean, what are they? They're talking to each other or what?
Yeah, they're making commentary, but it's good.
Okay.
It's good. I like the host. Sometimes the host be saying some stuff, and I'm like, I didn't ask for the foreword, when they do the 5 pages before the recipe. Sometimes the host be doing that. These hosts are not. I'm just in defense of these hosts.
Okay, sorry.
I am representing them as their attorney in this.
All right.
Now, so the host is asking him, are you not satisfied with the number of votes? You got 4 votes. He says, well, can I do something that might convince them to vote more? This is his secret weapon. And he starts busting out into a dance move. He's doing the dog thing. He's doing the dog, paw on his cheek. I would like to pass away. Some people love it. Apparently not many though, because the 4 stay, but not really. Nobody else joins on. It's just too much. I don't know what it is. This is why I think it's so interesting watching these reality shows, because other guys have the same amount of confidence, or some of them will do the most outrageous things. But why is this not as cool as when some other people do it? Something about it is just a little desperate. It's a little weird.
Yeah, just aura. He has no aura.
He has no aura. And the other guys, all the other guys, the other 30-something guys are in the back just watching is this guy for real right now? For a girl? That's insane. So then number 23, people are wondering to the girl, you're really still going to keep your light on?
What do you see in him?
Yeah, and she says, well, I guess I'm just going to Japan. The girl next to her is like, well, have a safe trip. So here's the next sweet, large dog-like man. Number 13, please come out. He walks onto the stage. This is Dalmatian boy. He stops, he poses. He does a finger heart, wink, wink. He looks cute. His face is the size of your pinky, the top of your pinky.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's very tall, very broad shoulders, tiniest head.
Okay.
He's the CEO of an indie artist agency. He graduated from Chungang University with a business degree. His annual salary is $55,000. Please introduce yourself. I run an indie music record label. I am male number 13. I majored in business administration, but I love music very much. So I started my own management company. And if I meet someone on the show that I want to marry, I won't look back and I'm going to put my everything into it. He sits down on a piano. They whip this shit out of nowhere. These people are like Liam and his guitar. I don't know where these musical instruments keep just re-evaporating.
So they do a little talent show?
Yeah. And he starts playing the piano and all of the hosts are like, see, he can play the piano. Women love the piano. It's just something about it.
Was he good?
He was good. He was singing. He was,
he's singing too?
The host even said he nailed it. Men who can play musical instruments are seen as very attractive. Contestant number 22 said, I thought he was very charming. I saw a lot of sincerity in him. The number of votes start rapidly increasing. Now he's got 7 votes.
Oh, all of that for 7?
Yeah. Because once you vote, you're in. If you get chosen and you go on that date, you got to go sit in the back now. You can't date more people.
I mean, even the first guy has 4. I'm assuming he's got to get more. But anyways, okay.
So then the last one of this group, of the dog group, comes out. And here are the last man's qualifications. Hello, I am male number 14. I am a Gangnam native, marketing company employee, annual salary of approximately 42,000 USD. I'm a recruiter, headhunter, marketer. As I have a big build, I can carry your luggage. I can follow you everywhere. If you'd like to be at ease while dating, please pick me. Thank you.
Pick me, choose me.
Pick me, choose me. I will be your footstool. I will bend down into the shape of a footstool if there is a cabinet too high for you. Please
Is that the
step
energy?
on my face. Yes. He has 5 votes. He's got 5 votes. The host says, he's got a very adorable smile. He's very cute. I mean, their looks, their qualifications have been reeled. Now, only the conditions for marriage remain. So the guys also have to have standards. So all of them get to reveal whatever they've written down prior to this show. It's the one thing that they're looking for in their marriage partner.
Oof.
Okay?
Let's guess.
Please reveal. Okay,
okay.
let's guess. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, open-minded.
No, it's so much worse. Immediately when the conditions get revealed, all the girls instantly look so ick. They look so turned off. One of them even turns... these ones are a little... How do I describe it? Okay, so remember the guy from Tokyo?
Yeah.
His condition is a mom-like woman willing to start her newlywed life in Tokyo.
Puppy's looking for a mother.
Everyone is disgusted. All the girls are like, what the f is going on right now? And then they look to the next one and it's just like in a giant LED screen on top of their head. So you can't even miss it. You can't even act like you don't see it. You can't even be like, let me ignore the red flag. It's on top of their skull. Okay, the second one, the Dalmatian looking boy that honestly, I wouldn't even trust him to like keep a 401k. His thing is, don't stop me from investing in stocks. I'm like, bruh. I just know.
He's looking for a woman that won't stop him
Yeah.
from investing into
You know what that means?
Investing-
He's lost so much money in stocks already. That's what that means.
into stocks.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
What a weird thing to say.
Because if you are making a lot of money investing in stocks, guess what? No partner's gonna say, hey, random idea. You should stop that. But if you're losing a lot of money, they might say, hey, not a random idea. You should stop that. So I just imagine he's in the shitter.
Oh shit.
And then the third one is worse.
Oh, no way.
I would like to marry someone who has some wealth that we can inherit. So you got a man who wants a mom, okay? Even number 23, she was ready. She's packed her bags. She's already applying for a Japanese visa in her mind. She's doing the manifestation. She's visualizing it in her head so that when she gets home, the application process is easy. She turns off her light. Disgusting. Absolutely not. Inheriting someone's wealth. Everyone's turning off their buttons.
Wow. Wait, I don't get it.
Yeah.
How do these men not realize what they wrote is heinous?
Yeah.
It's very clear this is a red flag.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
green flag.
Green flag.
I don't
know
get it.
which one's the worst of the three. Can you guys please leave it in the comments? If you had to choose to marry someone, which is the worst of
Okay,
the three?
so we got either you ready to be a mom, anybody ready to adapt? I mean, not adapt.
Adopt.
Adopt.
Adapt to your life circumstances of having a man baby
Yes.
as a husband.
Or a husband just
Losing everyone.
burning through money, but it's like, don't stop me from chasing my dreams.
You're getting in my... Stop nagging me. I'm doing this for us. Okay?
Meanwhile, he's just like,
So life savings gone.
just in debt. And the third one is what?
Third, inherit wealth. I mean, you know what? That's like
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, okay, you don't want to...
you shoot your shot,
Yeah.
but life's not fair. So maybe he's normal.
It sounds like he doesn't have the motivation to provide a life
Yeah.
for the family. So he's like, maybe somebody can give us some money.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of deadbeat energy, right?
Yeah, but interestingly, the girls don't like him the most.
Oh.
Most numbers went down for him.
So where are we at now?
Okay, so now it's time for them to pick. They pick the one who wants a mom, the Tokyo guy. He has to pick a date. He's got 3 women.
Dang.
Yeah. Number 4, she looks like a very strong tutor. She looks like she excels academically. She's also very beautiful, but like she just looks like someone that I'm like, oh, Why are you just so naturally smart? And then you get jealous of them and they're pretty. And then you're like, oh, it's so annoying. But also I love you. And then he's got number 7. She looks like the person who hired the tutor. She gives me like rich, wealthy woman will hire any tutor for her kids type of vibe. And then number 8 is the beauty influencer. She looks very cutesy. She does look a little bit older. She looks like me. She looks like someone who will always put a fucking ribbon in her hair even when she's 70. Like that's the vibe she gives me. The vibe is like she's not trying to look young because like she's got the bow in her hair, but it doesn't look like, oh, she's trying to be perceived as young. It's like, no, she fucking loves bows. Like you're gonna walk in her closet, there's like a color-coded collection of bows. So among the men are going to pick the ones, you know. And male number 3, please choose your first pick. He chooses beauty influencer number 8.
Do they look like a good match? Like
No.
Okay.
They just, I don't know what's going on. But you know, like the first few rounds, you just have to sit it out. It's like the guinea pig rounds. They don't even show their first date. So I feel like it's not good. So then the next 2, we don't even see who they pick. It's just, get them out of here. No one wants these dogs anymore. Send the dogs to the dog house. We don't want them, okay? Now we've got the next train. These are the elites who studied abroad.
Ooh.
And there's only 2 men in the category. So the train comes out, choo choo, and you only see their shadows, their silhouettes. It's like Love is Blind. You got the backlit, and then you see their body, you see their height, you see their build, you see the way that they're standing. One guy looks like he's got a toothpick sticking out of his mouth. And he looks like he wants to star in a gangster movie. The other one is holding his lower back, and I think he was trying to be hot, but the way that the light is just bouncing off of his frame, it looks like he has lower back problems. And he's just holding on for fucking dear life. Like that choo-choo train took a sharp turn and he's injured. It's impossible for women to not prefer elite men. That's what the hosts say. Elite men who studied abroad, usually they're well off. Their families are well off. They're cultured. I mean, women think that they're very fun and engaging.
And
they have more experience. They're open-minded. So if you like these men, ladies, press the button. So they analyze the other guy with the lower back problems, his shadow, and they say, you know, something about his shadow. You know what his shadow reminds me of? Madongseok. You know Madongseok?
Yeah.
Hello Kitty man. Hello Kitty phone case man. Gangster man. Hello Kitty phone case man. He's actually my Uber Eats profile picture. So genuinely, they think I am him. Okay. They look very similar. The girls are saying, out of physicality, like 100. So a lot of the girls are picking him. The number of votes is increasing quickly. Toothpick boy, nothing.
Everyone
He's
wants
popular.
a sturdy man.
Yes. And the hosts are saying maybe the toothpick is the problem. And just on cue, he's like flicking it up and down from his mouth. And they're like, yeah, maybe the toothpick is annoying. Like, is he some sort of like action movie? What does this even mean? These are supposed to be elites who studied abroad. It's not giving that. Anyway, instead of revealing their appearance first, let us reveal their conditions for marriage.
Oh, they're switching it up.
Yeah. So for Toothpick Boy, his condition for marriage is be my mother's daughter.
Oh, like take care of my mom for me. Serve. Is that what it means? Like,
I don't know, but immediately all the girls look disinterested once more.
oh yeah, because he wants a wife to like and cook for the mom and yeah.
And then the physicality 100 guy, they reveal his condition. I don't want to buy a home. And the girls sigh once more. And they say, good men are dead. Good men have gone.
I'm confused.
Hard times create hard men, create soft men. Soft men create soft whatever. Who even knows? Who even knows? That's the vibe the girls are giving me. They're looking at each other like, I can't be here anymore. Like we can't even play it up for the screens. Like we can't even play it for national TV. Like I don't need anything. I just want a woman to be happy. No, none of that. Be my mother's daughter. Unbelievable. Like how how do you pick out of the two? So the girls are like debating. And the host says, women always say a woman can never be a mother-in-law's daughter. Many people say that, don't they? Be my mother's daughter? Like, number 4, sir, toothpick man. Like, what do you mean by this? And you just hear his voice. I'm an only child. You're an only child. I'd like her to fulfill the needs that I can't as a son. I'm also ready to be a son-in-law who's like a son.
What does that even mean?
So he's saying, okay, in return, he's willing to be her mother's son. Because, like, I guess it's like my parents don't have a son. So maybe they want to do things that only...
Like a blended family.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Okay, then just say that.
Yeah, a lot of girls actually like it. And they start kind of pressing the button.
Okay,
They're
so
like,
he saved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even contestant number 10 is like, I guess I can be a daughter. Yeah. I guess so. I think I could be okay with that. All right. Male number 9. Maybe you come out first because you don't want to buy a house. Maybe your body is the house. Show us your bod. He turns around. And I think the Madongseok comparison did him dirty because I was genuinely imagining him to come out. But
like a manly man.
yeah, he looks nice. He doesn't look as manly as his shadow does. But it's not a bad thing. He actually looks very confident and comfortable. He looks very relaxed.
Okay. And
Yeah, he's got a confidence to him.
How do the girls feel?
People like him.
Okay.
He's doing the runway. He's, blowing reserved heart kisses here and there. And he is an American lawyer from season 1. So we're actually very happy to see him again. He came back after getting an upgrade. So flashback to the last season, he was on the same show and he used to be an athlete. Now he's an American lawyer. He lives in America. He meets this girl on the show and he was very genuine, like very into pursuing love and trying to get married. He was like a very consistent guy.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying. So now the girls are pressing their button. He's gotten up to 12 button presses now. He gives off that stable man energy.
He's an American doctor. Like that.
Wait, attorney.
American attorney.
Yeah.
Like, shoot.
Yes.
Like,
But it's not even just that. Okay, so sometimes like I think a lot of attorneys have a certain look.
Yeah.
And they look in Korean, we have this word, it's called kadarawa. Like just like you think they're gonna be nitpicky about everything. They're very tricky to deal with maybe. If you're a housewife, definitely not gonna be the smoothest marriage. Like they might pick apart certain things that you do in the house and you're like, why do you care how I fucking fold the socks, bro?
Yeah.
It's not that serious. But he looks very stable. He just looks like a good time. And so all the button presses are going up. And then he starts talking. He takes the mic and he says, so I was here last season and I did fall really hard for one of the contestants. And all the girls start whispering, do we turn off our lights then? Do we turn? And the panel of counselors are stressing, why is this guy talking? Stop talking. When you're on blind dates with women, even if they ask you leading questions, you cannot talk about past partners. Don't do it. Stop. Don't ever do it. I see a lot of ladies here with a bob haircut. I really liked last season. I was into a girl with a bob haircut. I made it all the way to the end with her, and the hosts are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Shut up! Stop talking about her! Oh my god! He says in English, and I stand by. Happy wife, happy life.
wait, he's speaking English?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets -3 points for that. Like 3 girls unbutton press. They're like, no. And he says, thank you very much. The host said, that was very weird. It sounded like a campaign speech for the U.S. presidential election. However, he was quite authentic in his feelings, so we do have to give him that. And then now, number 4 is revealed. It is black turtleneck, gray blazer coat, turtle boy. He's wearing oversized sunglasses. And you know those like comedy dramas where the rich guy with no job, the Nepo baby, he wakes up hungover and his dad is calling him to the office. So he shows up in massive oversized sunglasses. And then his dad is like, how's the merger going? And then he's saying like, I got it, Appa. Like, trust me. You don't trust me? And then the dad cusses him out, rips him a new one, intellectually, of course, throws a stack of papers at him and is like, get the fuck out of my office. And then he's like, okay, see you at dinner. Love you. And then he closes the door and then he's like, fucking my dad. Son of a bitch doesn't even know what he's talking about. That's what he looks like. Do you see the vision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and are girls into that?
Yeah. He swings his arm, takes off his glasses. He's got a very sharp looking face. Okay. The intense one that's staring at people.
So he's rich, he's handsome, and he's a douchebag.
Yeah. And people are like, wow, he's handsome. He comes out, he starts singing in Chinese. That's the guy singing in Chinese I showed you. So I was like, honey, can you tell me if you understand this? And so I played this part where this man is singing, and I was like, can you give me like the lyrics to what he's saying? And we listen to the whole melody. We go through the chorus, the bridge, the verse, the bars, everything. And then finally my husband goes, so I think it's good. I think he definitely studied abroad in China. However, I'm pretty sure that was Cantonese and I speak Mandarin, so I have no clue what he was saying. I mean, I heard exactly what you heard. I just heard some noises, so.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Like, we heard exactly the same thing.
And then my sister goes from the next room, wait, I thought he was singing in Korean. I thought that's a Korean song. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
The host say, number 4 has graduated from the most prestigious university in China. He works at a conglomerate in China. Yeah, he graduated from Tsinghua University.
Damn.
Yes, his annual salary is approximately $41,000. He's got a lot of votes now. He's getting more votes. And then it's time for him to talk. He grabs the mic. And you know what? This is where he deserves the votes. I will say it's very interesting how everyone has a different aura. He's very calm. Like, he's weird because that toothpick thing, the oversized sunglasses, that was weird. That was very much weird, right? But he takes the mic and he says, I bet you were startled earlier. I'm not a weirdo or anything. I'm just a bit nervous to be here, but I mustered up a lot of courage. I joined the show and I just wanted to express my excitement to be here. And it's very nice to meet you guys. So all the girls are kind of smiling because I don't know. I guess like all the other guys, it's just so overdone. But he's playful enough where he's not too serious, but also he's genuine. He's like, I'm just nervous. I'm just going to be honest. Like, that was weird, but I'm just trying to have fun.
So Turtle Boy is very popular now.
Yeah. He takes it very seriously. So he started with 0 votes because of that toothpick, but ended with 7 votes. That's very impressive. So contestant 6 asks him a question, and she's very pretty. This is the idol that debuted in 1999. And she said, what's the maximum age you'd consider dating? She's straight to the point. The maximum age? And he goes silent. So silent for so long that the host says, if it's too hard, you could answer in Chinese. And he's done thinking about, no. The maximum age I would consider dating would be my age.
Which is?
36.
Oh, okay.
So that's no to older woman? No to older woman.
She turned it off?
Yes.
Okay.
So she, turned off her light. Meanwhile, the girl that he likes, number 10, remember the giggly girl in the beginning?
Yep.
She wants to turn off her light. She says to her partner, like her seatmate, should I turn off my light? You think he's going to notice? Don't turn it off. Why would you turn it off? I was going to turn it off when no one's paying attention. I don't know. I just feel like I made a huge mistake. Later, she says in the confessional, he said he wanted his wife to be a daughter to his mother, and he said he was ready to be a son to his wife's parents. I really like that about him. You know, then this guy was singing, one of my mom's favorite songs, a song by a Hong Kong star. So I kept my light on the whole time. But I didn't think he'd be that handsome. I don't like dating handsome guys.
Oh, she got a little insecurity.
Yeah, but she's so pretty. She's really pretty.
Yeah.
But also maybe it's a preference.
Yeah.
And so the host says, okay, number 4, it's time to make your pick. He walks down the runway and he's getting closer and closer. And he's got this very intense gaze. It's so interesting because a lot of the other guys, when they're picking, the girls are just smiling and the guys are smiling. And it's like a very cordial thing, right? But the girls will smile at him and then he will just intensely stare and like nod and bow at them. And then the girls get so uncomfortable. They start like nervously giggling because it's like, whoa, he's so serious. I don't know what to tell. The energy is intense.
So is 10 still on?
Yes.
Okay.
And so he finally walks up to the person that he chooses. And he said, 30 seconds, the time it takes to fall in love. I saw her smile. And my first pick is number 10.
Damn.
So they get 9. matched. Yeah.
They look good?
They look really good together. I actually stan them. You know what's crazy? I stan everyone in this show so far. Well, yeah. So their one-on-one date begins, and they have to fill out each other's like profile cards. So they wrote sentence finishers. It's like, I love blank. And then you got to guess, and you can talk out loud and talk about all these things. And she's freaking out. Number 10 is freaking out. She's so pretty, by the way. She genuinely looks like an idol. She says, I'm too shy. Seriously, he's way too handsome. When we were talking in private, she's telling the producers, I kept talking while looking at the photo card. Because like on the piece of paper, it had his picture on there. And he looked so much better in person than the photo. And I couldn't even speak while I was looking at him. So I was talking and looking down at the paper because he was so handsome.
Wait, are we looking at the same guy? I feel like when I was watching the singing dude earlier, I did not think like...
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay, all right, that's
Beauty
true.
is in the eye of the beholder. Because sometimes you say some shit to me and people in the comments are like, are we looking at the same right now? I see her on the screen in 4K. I'm not getting where you're getting. Okay, so...
You guys are not getting a sex symbol right now? Because that's what I see.
So his little paper says, I want to learn my mother's blank. And she's like, what could it be? What does it end with? Like, give me a hint. It ends with recipes. So your mother's a chef? Yes. Okay, you want to learn your mother's secret seasoning recipe for her flavor profile, side dish, broth, sauce, meat dish, noodle dish? The answer is just food. Oh, you just want to learn your mom's food recipes? Yes. Oh, okay. And then he asks her, do you like cooking? Yeah, I do. Oh, so you're like someone who likes to stay busy in the kitchen? Oh, no, I don't cook. Oh, so you like eating then? Yeah, I like eating my family's cooking is what I meant. Okay, so you just eat the food that your family cooks. Yeah, exactly.
Is it like chemistry flying?
Yeah,
or is
it's
it...
chemistry flying.
Oh, like
it's actually so cute.
And cute.
It's so cute.
Okay.
It's not even awkward.
Oh.
They're just kind of funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing about it feels awkward.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
And she says, I just normally don't find tall guys attractive. Then what's the range for like desired height usually? Well, if he's taller than me, I guess I don't like anything taller than like 5'9", 5'10". I don't find those types of guys very manly. Is that so? Is there like a reason for that? I mean, you're tall too, usually. I like guys who are shorter than me.
Oh.
So you like short guys? Yeah, and I like if they're even shorter than me.
She likes short, ugly.
Yes. And she's like, why don't you like tall guys then? I just don't like the traits associated with it. I don't like when guys brag about their height. And also all my male guy friends, they're all really tall. And when they're tall, I just think of them as like friends who brag about their height. And it's just, I see. And he's very serious. And he's very seriously just saying, okay, then tomorrow I will just wear slipper.
A slipper?
Slipper.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Slipper.
Slipper.
그러면은 뭐 슬래퍼나 이렇게 신고 내서 좀
Oh, slipper, really?
That's what we call slippers.
Oh, slipper is Korean.
Yes.
Oh, my
Slipper.
bad. Slipper, okay.
Okay, why are you laughing?
I thought you were being...
Actually so rude.
I thought you were being funny.
I'm
Okay.
calling my parents. You're making fun of our culture and language. I think that's actually offensive.
No, I'm just so happy I learned a new word today.
Do you know what computer is in Korean?
Computer.
Just say it like that. Computer.
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 Okay.
Do you know what battery is?
Battery.
Battery. He says, I won't wear my dress shoes tomorrow. I'm going to wear slippers to reduce my height. And she said, thank you. And it's actually really cute. So in the confessional, he says, I was actually really nervous because I'm taller. And in that short period, I was actually quite attracted to her. It was fascinating. So overall, very cute date. Next train. Moving on. Next key words. What are we doing? Gentle and...
Hold on. Gentle and cuddly.
Gentle and rich.
Oh, gentle and rich. That's a good one.
Gentle and rich.
I
That's
picked
a
that
big
one.
one. The host says the word rich. That one is powerful.
Yes.
Gentle and rich. I
Yes.
mean, we can't wait. So the guys actually see everybody getting compartmentalized into their own little groups, and they actually sit with their groups while they're watching all of this unfold.
Yeah.
And all the guys are like, gentle and rich. Who cares about money, okay? Whatever.
How many people?
There's only like 3 in there.
Oh, are they gonna tell us how rich they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gentle and rich, just like rich, whatever. The guys are like, you know what? Some of the guys are like, I'm not, they're not even competition to me, okay? The other guys are like, you could just tell by the way they be sitting. They even sit differently. Rich people be sitting differently.
It's like the ha ha ha.
Yeah. It's the rich people laugh. They just be laughing differently, sitting differently. And so we've got numbers 2, 27, and 28. These are gentle and rich. The girls, without even seeing any of their silhouettes, they start pressing. Okay, because you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the hosts say, first, we are going to reveal their conditions for marriage. First, gentle and rich guy. I want a woman who is as naturally beautiful as Kim Tae-hee. Kim Tae-hee
Yikes.
is one of the most fucking beautiful women that has ever walked this planet.
So he doesn't want anyone had work done. Is that what
wants
he's saying?
Some work, probably.
But that's what he said, like naturally, right?
Yes, but then, you know, it's like, I think it's also a preference. So in Korea, you could probably get a lot of surgery done, but it's not the exact look.
Like plastic surgery look.
Yeah. Like you
more-
could get as much surgery done and have a different look. I
Yeah.
think nothing's wrong with it,
So
right?
you're saying he wants that natural look.
Yes.
Like no makeup look.
Yeah. And when guys say that, it's like, let's see your face then. Let's see. Okay. And all the girls are like, as beautiful as Kim Tae, a lot of the girls start pressing out because they're like, what's the point? I'm not. So whatever. Right. Everyone's withdrawing their votes. The middle guy, his condition is, I don't want women who have had many plastic surgeries.
Oh my goodness, what the heck?
It's an aggressive condition. The hosts are talking about it, but what's crazy is nobody withdraws their votes. So the host is looking at them
Blinking?
and he says, you know, so I think in a lot of the contestants' minds, it's that thought, you know, that a lot of us do. All of us do it.
Who's gonna...
I didn't get that many. It's mainly injections. It's not surgery. It's treatment. I got, you know, it's like needles. I was awake. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
And then the third left, trust my high risk investment.
A woman that trusts his high risk investment?
Yeah.
Bro. Another bro.
Yeah, another bro, please. Oh my God. Someone like, these types of bros need to be chained up in a basement with no access to any like cryptocurrency platform. I genuinely think so. They are on like a rocket ship to bankruptcy. It's crazy. So that is it. I wonder what kind of change there will be revealing their faces and backgrounds. Gentle and rich. Let's do it. The girls are getting so excited. The host says, male number 2, please step forward. He starts walking out and all the girls are saying, what the hell is this? What is this? One of the girls says he wants a woman who is naturally beautiful as Kim Tae. He's got big dreams. I would say something, but I won't.
What?
Meaning, how can you want someone as beautiful as Kim Tae when you look like that? Okay. Host says he is a restaurateur with irresistible charms. He's the CEO of 2 Chinese cuisine restaurants in Busan. He has assets amounting to $5.5 million. And everyone
Daddy.
said, wait a minute. Did they say $5.5 million? He lives in a high-end building. And he's kind of cute. In a flashback video, he says, I got married in 2011. My marriage lasted 1 year and 3 months. I have never smoked a cigarette. I don't go fishing. I don't play video games. I don't ride motorcycles. I'm pretty good at cleaning and I don't eat breakfast. I feel like those qualities make me an easygoing guy and a desirable match. Question mark? He goes out onto the runway and he said, no, but the way he even says, I don't eat breakfast is so fucking funny.
Why?
Like, it's like, because my mom was talking to me about this
Yeah,
she
why
said-
did he even say that? Like, what does that mean?
Because every single, I mean, this is like an older generation. I think he's definitely older than a lot of the girls sitting there. It's not like crazy old. He's not my dad's age, but he's older.
Is this saying that he's easier to fed? Like, he doesn't consume a lot of resources?
Yeah, it's basically like, I'm very low maintenance, please.
That's good.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be too annoyed at me.
Yeah.
So what happens in a lot of Korean relationships, my mom says, is in the beginning, a lot of the girls are like, my husband is never home. Why doesn't he want to spend time with me? And then they reach a certain age, and then my mom said all the wives are like, why the fuck is my husband always home? Why the fuck does he not eat out? Why does he keep yapping about how he's hungry? Like, am I supposed to do something? I'm sorry, I didn't know that restaurants don't exist all of a sudden because all you did was eat out in your 30s and 40s and 50s. Okay? So him saying, I don't eat breakfast is almost like a, you don't have to even make me breakfast. Like nothing. It's like the way he said it is very bizarre. And he says, I would like to apologize for saying that I wanted a Kim Tae-hee. I only meant that ladies with unique appearances. I just did not want someone who looks like Kim Tae-hee but has like their own aura, their own essence. Yeah. And so someone clicks. Yeah.
Clicks on or off?
On. And then the second person comes out. He starts walking down the runway, and almost instantly, all of the girls,
Turn
are
on.
withdrawing.
Withdrawing?
Withdrawing.
Dang. Yeah. Why?
He looks like any one of my dad's friends who's come over. It's not a bad look, I guess, but he looks older. He looks older,
Okay.
you know?
Like 50s?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's probably not in his 50s, but he'd be looking a little bit in his 50s. And, you know, I don't know. You tell me when they dropped off. Votes are withdrawn. He's a dentist who graduated from Yonsei University. It's a sky school, one of the top schools in South Korea. He owns an apartment unit in Yongsan and Panpo. And he's a very popular type these days. A lot of female celebrities will marry wealthier businessmen that look like this type. It's the teddy bear type. They look like, you know, businessmen who can down a few sojus and they're the life of the business party. And then he's got to go home and sit on the couch.
But why do girls don't like him then?
I think you got to get a little older to like that is the vibe, I think.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the wealth didn't save him.
No.
Whoa.
And then we get a flashback video where he's telling the producers, I don't have much to do after work. I don't have hobbies. I want to meet a woman who's my type and marry her. Is educational background important? They're asking him. Not at all. What about her occupation? I don't care. Her assets or annual salary? Don't care at all. You know, I'm a guy. So I want to meet someone who's my type appearance-wise, and that's it.
That's crazy.
That's it. I don't care about anything else.
Disgusting shit.
Disgusting shit.
Just want a woman that's open-minded.
Yeah, like he's disgusting. You're too old to be this disgusting. So he goes from 10 votes down to 2. And even the hosts are like, why did that happen? None of the girls respond. So, all right, last one step forward. It's a man wearing a suit. The minute he turns around, he looks like a oily, greasy salesman. And he says, hello. Where do you want to go? I'll take you anywhere you want. What do you want to eat? I'll buy you everything. And the girls want to die. They want to die. If you are all here on Couple Palace 2, who is guarding paradise? My angels!
Wait, is he singing in English?
In Korean.
Oh, but like in that exact tone?
Yeah, and all the votes go down to 0. And the host says, okay, thank you. All right. So we thought that things would be the most competitive with gentle and rich. Yes, but let me be a good older brother for you guys, okay? Let me be a good oppa to the girls. The hosts are saying that.
Okay.
This man, $5.5 million. This man, $3.4 million. This man has got 10 real estate properties. This can make unhappiness go to happiness. Ding, 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 ding.
What? It all went up?
Everyone clicks off.
Oh.
All 3 have 0 votes.
You're kidding me!
0 votes.
Oh my gosh, this is so different from what I imagined.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's over. People
Good
say
for them.
People say girls are gold diggers. No, we're not.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Respect.
Apparently, we just want dogs. We just want human pets.
Yep.
Okay.
Choose a dog over a millionaire any day.
Okay, so the host is like, this is very unexpected. We thought that this would get very competitive.
Yeah.
And so all of them have to do the walk of shame to their cars. And all of them are saying, you think it's really about the looks? Yeah. One of the guys says, winter feels colder this year, doesn't it, boys? And they just slowly walk to their cars.
What car? Like their Mercedes? Like
Yeah. And they're going home.
Okay.
The next train has arrived at the station. Specialist! The girls start jotting down in the notes and the hosts are confused. They're like, the only thing we revealed was the keyword. What are you guys writing down so like passionately? And they're asking one of the girl contestants. Oh, I wrote specialist. Okay, she just wrote specialist at the top. She's like, yeah, I wrote specialist at the top. Because like they weren't excited about any of the other ones like that, and a lot of them were like writing and they're like furiously writing. Okay, my goodness. So we've got train of specialists, 2 specialists.
So specialist is very popular in Korea.
Yes.
Not only because they are like successful, good income,
Yes.
but also very respected.
Yes,
in
very
the
prestigious.
and
very,
it's all about that,
Yeah.
prestigiousness
Yeah.
in South Korea.
Exactly.
You want the respect.
Yes. It's like the age-old question. It's not ages old. It's just like a random Korean question. It's like, would you rather a guy that goes house to house picking up dirty diapers to throw in the trash, but he makes $1 million a year? Or an attorney who makes $300,000 a year? A lot of people will choose the attorney.
Yeah, in Korea, at least.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I'm fucking going door to door picking up diapers with you. That's crazy. Yeah. So, given the silhouette, a lot of people like contestant number 24, except he just keeps coughing. Okay, it's
Did
weird.
we see him?
No, we just see a silhouette, and then
yeah.
we reveal his condition for marriage, and it's just 5 words. Can you guess it?
No. How can I guess that?
I. What's the next word?
I want,
I can't.
I can't have babies.
That's 4 words.
I can't
Lift.
lift your bag.
I can't lift heavy things. And all the girls are like, what? I can't lift heavy things? This is so weird and random. What is happening right now? The hosts are confused and he starts losing votes after his condition is revealed. A lot of girls say not being able to lift heavy things is pretty bad. People are saying for that to be a condition as marriage, I don't think anyone's going to pick him. You know, but there's someone, right? Someone didn't withdraw her vote. So there's one girl who is holding on strong. Okay. And, wait, what? That's what the hosts are saying.
Oh my goodness.
And then the girl goes, wait, what? Oh, shit. And then she unclicks her button. She just forgot. Yeah, she forgot to turn off her light, okay? So the hosts are so confused. You went from a bunch of votes to no votes because of your condition. Like, how bad could you be at lifting heavy things? He says, you still can't see him. To be precise, I can lug a small suitcase by myself. But if there are a lot of things, I would rather just put them into 2 suitcases.
What the?
So the girls are like, okay, if we were to go on a trip, then I would be the one carrying suitcases. Right? Like, this is crazy. His significant other has to carry the suitcases. The host is saying, I guess you really don't like lifting heavy things. He just says, I mean, there is a reason that people invented wheels. I can push things. I just can't lift them.
Is he like anti-gym bros? Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't lift.
It's kind of crazy.
Like, I don't like lifting.
So then they reveal him, his look. He's handsome. He looks nice. He's a little nerdy looking. The producers were asking him earlier, you know, what's the one thing you can beat the others in our show? I believe I probably have the fewest mood swings. Then conversely, what are you not good at? Being manly or strong? I'm not really good at that. What if your wife asks you for a piggyback ride? Yeah, I mean, she might as well just call an ambulance.
What the?
Yeah, I don't think I can carry her. I don't think I could give her a piggyback ride. Yeah, I think that would be too much for me. Okay, number 24 has 0 votes, but their weapon has not been revealed yet. So let's reveal their qualifications, okay? So he walks out. He's very handsome. He's got, some people say, oh no, you can just tell he can't lift heavy things. Look at the way he's walking. He has no energy. No energy, you know? Number 24 is a former golfer on the national team. He is now a dermatologist. He competed as a professional golfer to follow in the footsteps of his father, an ophthalmologist. He became a doctor. And suddenly, ding, 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 ding. No woman can hate a dermatologist. That's what the women are saying. He's got assets amounting to $2.7 million. He owns 4 commercial buildings in Seoul. He owns multiple real estate properties. Ding, 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 ding. His annual salary is $172,000. And the girls say, I mean, he doesn't have to lift heavy things. He's got people for that. Okay? He went from 0 votes to 10 votes.
Dang.
The hosts are saying, it doesn't matter if he can't lift heavy things. He's got people doing it, right? I mean, there's a reason for everything. Please introduce yourself. This man does not introduce himself. He just starts singing. Please press the vote button just this once. Please press the vote button just this once. Every day.
If you're happy and clap your hands.
And then he loses a vote, so... He says, a poet named Longfellow once said, love keeps the cold out better than a jacket. I'm sensitive to the cold. He loses another one. Now we're down to 8. And number 6, former idol, debuted in 1999. She says, I'm also sensitive to the cold and I can't lift heavy things. Are you fine with a woman who is very similar to you? One of us has to lift it then, no? He says, I mean, we can use wheels. And everybody bursts into laughter, and the hosts say, this man loves wheels. Okay, number 24, the dermatologist has received 8 votes, which is a lot. So then we move on to number 19. Number 19, please introduce yourself. He's very young. He's got a very tall, like, young vibe about him. He says, I graduated earlier this year. I am a pharmacist. And a lot of the girls like him. It's been a little over 6 months since I started working, and I like to read. I like to read a lot of books by philosophers. It's greatly impacted my worldviews. So for instance, I believe that you cannot deny fate. I believe it is something that you must accept. When I ask my ideal type, what do you think destiny is? Rather than someone who responds, why do you even think about stuff like that? I would like her to answer, I think this is what I think. Or I think this. I would be thrilled if she said that. Maybe I will meet the woman of my fate. Oh yeah. So they both pick their little partners, their little lucky partners. I don't even know if this is going to end until the end of the season. Like if they're going to stay with these first date partners or if they're all going to switch up on each other in the next episode. So I don't want to get too invested. So he chooses number 13 and she looks like a very beautiful, soft girl.
The pharmacist?
Yes. And they go into the little date room and she's like, okay, I'm filling out your form. It says, I am very in relationships. Are you romantic? I guess you could say close, but a little different. Oh, I feel like you're very philosophical. Correct. Yes, I love having philosophical talks about love. I like talking about non-action and naturalness and Confucius. I like talking about all of those things. And her eyes get giant. I love Eastern philosophy.
Oh.
I believe that, one of the biggest things I live by is a human's greed is limitless, so you shouldn't look for happiness from materialistic things. And they're both looking at each other, and I'm like, I didn't know this happens in real life, okay? I didn't know that these moments happen in real life. And she was like, I was so deeply inspired by that. I stopped looking for happiness in materialistic things. And oh my gosh, it's not about where happiness comes from. It comes from inner peace. Mm-hmm. You're so right. He tells the producers later, I'm in trouble. We're way too compatible. I've read books on Buddhism, liberation, affliction, nirvana. It talks about being a noble person and how a great person is, and how petty a person can be.
Wait, she's talking?
Yeah.
He's saying I'm in trouble because he's so in love?
Yeah. They're hitting it off. It feels like they are both fated for each other. Choo choo! The next train arrives. They only show us the good dates. Train numbers with boy number 7 and 8. Boyish charm. Ooh, some girls are like, ooh, this is my favorite. It always makes my heart flutter. A lot of the other girls are like, this is not my favorite. There's not a single one of, nothing's gonna happen here. Some of the girls are like, I cannot date a guy with boyish charms. It's just not my type. So boyish charms, they come in. And the entrance looks like, okay, all the other silhouettes, yeah, you had the toothpick guy. You had some funny ones. These guys are like f***ing posing. Like the Athens statues. They're being goofy straight off the bat. It just looks kind of funny. And all of them start busting out laughing because it's so reminiscent of the boyish charm. And they certainly do look different through the silhouettes. It's cute. So lots of clicking. Lots of people are voting. So now let's reveal the conditions for marriage. This one says, I want a woman who's older and is ready to get married. Okay. This one says, I want a woman who understands my job rotation and how I need to travel a lot. Okay. Interesting. And the host asks for a follow-up and he says, my company has branches all over the country, so I travel a lot. And everyone ding, 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 just based off of his voice, okay? Just like his voice.
Oh, he
it's
got deep.
It's not a boyish voice, it's deep. It's probably the deepest voice so far on this show.
Like this deep?
Probably not as deep as that, though.
Yeah, so he walks out. This is the guy that has the deep voice. And he actually looks not too boyish. He looks like kind of a fuck boy. He works in the public sector. He's a romantic soul, so he says, and he gets more votes as he reveals his face and his voice, and people start liking him. Then you got this other guy that comes out. And he starts dancing and doing all of these things. And everyone's like, where did you learn those dance moves? And he says, I work at a bar. Which bar? I can't exactly say the name. Because the name itself is X-rated.
What?
So he didn't get any votes, which I think is kind of messed up. But they move on. These boyish charm boys aren't doing it for the audience. It's working, but not really. And then introducing manly men. Ooh. These are the opposite of the guys with boyish charm. It must be fun to see them, comparing each other in the back. These are the manly men. So they come out. Male number 17, please step forward. He comes out. He looks like a mafia guy. Very intense, very masculine. He's in a suit. I don't know why. I just feel like he's in a mafia. He's not.
And are they into it?
Some girls are. They're pressing their buttons, but it's not like overwhelming, explosive button pressing. It's just like, he looks reliable. And then he's walking down the runway, and then all of a sudden he does like a forward roll, and people are like, wait, did he trip on purpose or was that planned? Everyone's like, oh, that was planned. He says, I have been serving the country and I am here to find the woman who I will serve for the rest of my life. I am number 17. I'm a manly man. I've been through a lot. So join me on the smooth sailing from now on. He messes up his sentence and then he gets a little nervous and people say, cute. Actually, it makes him more attractive, because, and then his nervousness isn't like, fuck, I messed up. It was very cute. I messed up. It was really cute. Okay. So then the next guy comes out and he is manly man, but in the opposite way. This guy was sturdy mafia man. You don't want to invade that guy's house. That's for damn sure.
The second one?
The first one.
Oh, yeah.
You do not want to go in there when he is home. Maybe a burglary, not a home invasion type of guy. That's all I'm going to say about that. This next one.
You could home invade.
You probably could, but in the sense of he kind of looks a little unhinged.
Oh.
So maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah, he comes out and he's a little scrawnier. He's wearing full casual clothes. And he says, I've been a rapper for 10 years.
That's good.
Why'd you laugh like that?
Oh, no, I just...
Why'd you laugh like that,
I saw the picture of Future.
Oh. Because everyone says Future is Korean now? Oh, yeah. Have you seen Future with the K-pop song edits? You're missing out.
It's Future Oppa now.
Yeah, Future Oppa. So he was on a show called Show Me the Money, a rap show. And everyone he's like, I'm Ikitek. KEYWORK. I'm 34 years old and my rap name is McDaddy. He says, even though I'm a rapper, I mostly stay at home. I play with my cat and I make music at home. I also cook. Actually, I had a whole YouTube channel where I posted my cooking videos. I'm confident that I will never let my family starve. So I want to get married. And I'm sure that a lot of people think that I live a wild life because I'm a rapper. But if you keep an open mind, if you keep an open mind and approach me, you will find out how sensitive I really am. Okay. So, he starts rapping.
How is it?
He's actually so good at rapping.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's really good at rapping. Like, actually really good. He's a vibey rapper. He doesn't try to, because I know a lot of like Korean rappers get a lot of, you know that one, I don't think she's a big rapper, but she was like making gun shooting noises and everyone was like, you guys don't even have guns in Korea. I'm so confused. She was like, ratatata, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was like, you don't even have guns. Like, what are you doing? But he's like a vibey rapper. Like it could be like a chill rap. Does that make sense? Like you can play it and play card games.
Yeah,
it's
they say the biggest damage a rapper can make is when they start singing love songs.
Oh! Oh yeah, it's about to be this. It's about to be this. So one of the girls is like raising her hand and she's like, wait, I have a question. Were you on the show Show Me the Money? Yes, I was. Okay. I have another question. She's like really cute and bubbly. Were you recently on Rap Republic as well? Yes, I was. You were? I'm such a huge fan. Oh my gosh, I'm such a huge fan. I was wondering, and then like everyone is staring at her like she's so cute because she's so genuinely excited to see this guy.
It's a meet and greet.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh my god, I was just making sure that you were the rapper that I had in mind. And then everyone's smiling. And then the host looks at her. How do you not recognize him if you're his fan? I'm so confused. So, and then she's like, no, it's just like, he looks a little bit different. Like his style changed a little bit. And then he's like, oh yeah, I used to have blonde hair. And she's like, yes, so it is you. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. And then all the host is like, wow, he's meeting a true fan. What if he marries his fan? We don't know. Ooh. Good luck. Right? So now he's going to pick his date. And the host is saying, this honestly just feels like a meet and greet. And they get matched.
Oh, he picked the fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually really cute. So they go and they sit down together and she's like doing her little thing. And it says, I believe a man should look fierce.
She said that.
Yeah. And so he's like, I do look a little fierce. And then he said, what do you feel about if your future spouse wanted you to have a meal with his mother once a week? And then she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm sitting here imagining marrying McDaddy. Like this is a fan meet and greet. And then he's like, well, we have been matched with marriage in mind. And she said, I know. I'm just so fascinated. I know. Okay, sorry. Okay, really though, I think I have a lot of respect for elders and I think I would love that. I think I could gain a lot of knowledge from being around people who have lived more experiences than I have. So yeah, I think I'd like that. She just seems so genuine. And he's like, really? Wow. You seem like a very upright person. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So it says you want a blank in a husband. And he starts guessing, and then eventually the answer is CEO specialist. So
she wanted that.
So he drops his head, and he tells the producer, she wants a man who has a specialized job, doctor,
yeah, but
lawyer.
What else is she gonna write? She want a McDaddy?
Yeah, she wanted a big daddy.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't think she's gonna get McDaddy.
Also, I got a new phone. Okay, I got a new phone and I put it down for a second and I was like, honey, I don't know how to log into like this bank thing, whatever. He logs in. I go into my phone later and tell me why your profile name, your contact name is husband daddy on my thing now. What is that? So yes, maybe she would write husband daddy McDaddy on there. And he's like, but I'm neither. I'm not a CEO. I'm not a specialist. I just feel so small. I mean, if we think about it seriously, yeah, we've been matched, but, and he asks, would you be willing to marry a guy with like a job like mine that's not a specialist or a CEO? I mean, just be serious. It's okay. We're just getting to know each other. And she's like, I think if I'm being very honest, I think that being a rapper is also a very specialized job. You're one of the best in your own field. So you have to be in like the top 1% to get to where you are. So I think that is a specialized job. I think as long as someone works really hard in their own field or their industry and gets to where, like, for example, where you are now, I think that's what really matters.
Damn, that's the correct answer.
Yeah. And so he just is like giggling, gaggling the whole time. And then she's like, I felt like I was dreaming. I've always been a fan of his. And it was just so fascinating and surprising. Like, I couldn't believe this was happening. It was so fun. Yeah. Okay. So then the next choo-choo train comes up. Fridge body.
Oof.
Show him. Silhouettes. Boom.
That's it. The only description of these men are like fridge body.
Fridge body. They got them fridge bods. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's it. Every guy, when they were looking for who's going to fit into this category, every guy's shoulders got a little taller. Every guy was like, fridge body. I'm a fridge body. So we've got like a Samsung fridge, an LG fridge. They're just in the silhouettes.
What is fridge body in Korean?
It's like,
Wait, you don't know what fridge body in Korean is?
There's like I think a shortened slang for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's like a fridge body. You look like a fridge.
Okay.
And so there's a guy with headphones on, and the girls are whispering, he must be a DJ. Oof. One of the girls says, how would you feel if your boyfriend was a DJ? How would I feel? I would really fucking hate it. So they wait for the qualifications. Number 26 is revealed, fridge body. He is a DJ. There's a DJ soundboard. He's like DJing in the silhouette. The other guys think it's really cool. They're like, oh, he's so good looking. He's tall and he's a DJ. But then when he walks out, he's kind of awkward. He is tall, but he looks nerdy. Like you would never think he's a DJ. So he says, I'm a patent attorney and I'm also a DJ. I earn around $120,000 a year.
Oh, high earner here.
Yeah. So, that's my life. And all of a sudden the girls are like, ding, ding. They just thought he was a DJ, but now they're like patent attorney and a DJ. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, they liked it. And then the host is like, oh yeah, was that you playing the music? Like we saw you DJing. And he said, oh no, like they didn't have a DJ soundboard. So they asked me to fake DJ. So he was fake DJing. Yeah.
The real DJ in the back's like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, give me the credit, bro. Okay. So they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. So he said that he actually doesn't like being in this group. He doesn't want to be a fridge body. He wants to be a specialist or a gentle and rich. So he's actually very upset by this. He's got a lot of beef that he wants to iron out with the producers later on. So
I mean, who the fuck want to be categorized?
A lot of the guys wanted to be fridges. They wanted to be inanimate objects. They wanted to be refrigerators. They wanted to be plugged in, and they wanted to put some meat inside of them. Yeah. Put some raw meat in there to marinate. That's what they wanted.
Kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah. So that's all we get out of the fridge bots. We don't see the rest of them. And instead, we get a very lengthy preview to the next episode.
Kind of sus.
Yeah. What's kind of sus? Me? Oh, okay.
The raw meat to marinate is kind of sus. Okay.
So the girls get called in, okay? Now, this is like a preview for the second episode.
Wait, are we done?
Apparently.
Oh, fridge bodies are all like, are they matched or no?
No, we don't even see who they match to. This is like a very long preview. So we see the girls, they go through the same thing. They get categorized. Their conditions come up and the guys are having a hard time because a lot of the girls are saying, I want a matrimonial home. AKA, when we get married, this is the home I need you to buy me. A $1.4 million home or more. And the guys are freaking out. One of the girls even asked one of the guys, if we were to live in the US, you would get a loan, right? For that kind of house? And the guy's like, you are very specific. It's just a lot. And she's just explaining, listen, I want my matrimonial home to be at least $1.4 million. I don't don't think love is everything. I don't think love is the solution to the world. I believe that you cannot just be in like a regular happy marriage without financial stability. Most men just aren't enough for me. So I'm not dating anyone.
Dang.
When I talked about marriage with my first boyfriend, the matrimonial home that he got for us was over $1.4 million. And that was a few years back. I don't want to live in a house that's cheaper than that.
What's a matrimonial? What is
It's like, yeah, I guess in Korea, because you don't really live together until you get married.
Oh,
so
the marriage
usually
home.
like the husband will provide
got
the
it.
home and you know.
It's marriage.
Yes.
home, yeah.
And then she's like, if he has a fortune to inherit in the future, yeah, you can just make like $7,000 a month. I'm okay with that. But if you're not inheriting a trust or anything, you need to make a lot more every single month. Yeah.
Do we see the girl? Which girl?
So we don't really see her yet, okay? She's like behind the screen. All the guys have pressed out on her, except Fridge Bod DJ, patent attorney.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he doesn't even know who's behind.
He kind of does. He's got an idea.
Oh, the girl's like saying all these demands. And he's like, I know who you are and I got you.
Yeah. And she comes out and she's got short blonde bob.
Oh, okay.
And she's dressed head to toe in what looks like Burberry.
Okay.
Stilettos. And she's strutting the runway. She said she's an open-minded.
No, she did not.
She did.
No way.
She's open-minded worker working for a company, S-tier company. Her annual salary is around $50,000 and she owns a property in Seoul. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people are like, wow, her looks don't really match being like a corporate employee. And he said, she left a strong impression on me. What I watched closely were her heels. I think she wore one that matched her perfectly.
DJ said that?
Yeah, they're both so psychotic. I think I love them together. Like, I genuinely love them together because they're so crazy. Like, I could never date either of them. However, I could be friends with that kind of couple. They seem fun. They seem crazy, okay? She said, I studied abroad for about 15 years. So my Korean is a little bit awkward. And she starts speaking a little bit in Chinese.
Oh, she studied abroad in China.
In America, I think. And so Turtle Boy, the Chinese one.
Yeah.
That was in China. He kind of is a little like analyzing her Chinese. I don't think he's impressed. And then she switches to English. Then she switches back to Korean.
How was her English?
It was not the best.
Oh, okay.
Like the American attorney, perfect English.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't even know, right?
Yeah.
And then she says, as I've lived abroad, ever since I was little, I prefer international students. So with my passion for cooking, I just think bring home the bacon and dinner's on me. Due to my bleached hair, I'm sure a lot of you guys have misunderstood who you think I am. And a lot of the guys are whispering, no, I think it's because you want a $1.4 million house. I'm confident in becoming the cutest and hottest partner. All the guys are looking at the patent attorney DJ. Are you okay with this? Are you fine with this? He's like, I'll give it a shot. So she goes to make her pick, and he's the only one that's got his light on. So she only has one choice, or she can choose nobody.
Yeah.
And she says, I actually turned my light on for him when it was the guys' train, and he didn't pick me.
Oh.
Honestly, if I'm not the first option, I usually refrain from approaching first even further.
Uh-huh.
And he's smirking at her. And she walks straight up to him in her stilettos. Do you want a DJ? And he gets up and they start walking to their little
Are they your favorite?
They're really cute. I really like the rapper and the fan. I really like the philosophical couple.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy. And I really like them too. They're the most fun. I just feel like the other two couples might work out better. But they're so fun.
Okay.
So fun.
Okay, that's good.
And he's asking her, what were you going to do if you didn't get any votes? I also love that he's like very blunt. He's like, what were you going to do if you didn't get any votes?
Yeah, all that confidence and got 0 votes.
Yeah. And she's like, I was going to go cry and sulk. And I was already unhappy because you didn't pick me yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was very nervous and I was all over the place. So what, did I not stand out to you? Did you not notice me? It's not like my blonde hair is that easy to miss. Yeah, I mean, I could only see your hair. I'm sorry, but can I walk on the other side? I feel like this is my better side. And then she flips to the other side. And it's just like, I'm like, what is happening? Their one-on-one date starts. And then she's like, did you graduate from Australia? Australia? When did I ever say Australia? No, I think you're thinking of the other guy. Oh. Right. And you're like, what, 5'10"? I'm I'm 6'2".
Dang.
Oh, you're really tall. My category yesterday was 6'2" fridge body. You were there yesterday, no? Oh yeah, I couldn't recall.
Is there energy like just kind of bickering?
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember my job? A patent attorney and a DJ. Okay, thank you. Yes. Do you know the show Suits? I really like the show Suits.
Who said this?
There was that. I think there was the girl. I think there was like a patent agent in that show. I think so. Which one do you think is higher, your IQ or your EQ?
Do you speed when you drive? Like, what are your thoughts about a partner with, like, opposite tendencies? Like, do you think opposites attract, or, like, what do you think about that? Do you enjoy music festivals? Where do you live? When I lived with my parents, it was in Yeouido, and my parents live in Bucheon, and it's very close to Yeouido. And I think it's, like, about a 20-minute drive by the car.
Later, he tells the producers, I think she was eating me alive. I mean, she made really good eye contact the whole time. She definitely gave off non-Korean vibes. Very outgoing. I mean, I felt uncomfortable to the point where I couldn't even look her in the eye anymore. Yeah. What about property? Do you own any property? I do, but it's not worth $1.4 million. Well, that's okay if you don't own one right now, as long as you're competent enough to get one eventually. So you're fine as long as your partner has the ability to buy a $1.4 million property? Yeah, as long as you have the potential. Yeah, I think I have the potential. I have the confidence. Well, then that's all that matters. God, I don't think I ever met anyone that was 6'2". And you live in Gangnam and you're an attorney. Yeah, I think job-wise you pass. So that's cool. Also, you have like 2 master's degree. Your annual income isn't bad either. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think a Korean can usually be as tall as you, right? Like, it's kind of a miracle as Asians to be 6'2". And he's just looking at her speechless the whole time. He's just looking at her like, what the fuck did I get myself into? But also, he's kind of digging it. And then eventually
She's so blunt and...
Yeah. And then she looks at him and goes, you trim your own eyebrows, right? And then he can't even help himself. He just... like, this girl is so ridiculous. And later he tells the producers, she left a better impression compared to the first time. Yeah. I don't think I will have a change of heart with her.
Oh, he wants her.
Oh, yeah. Oh. And then the next girl comes out. She's like a celebrity. I mean, this girl
Wait, now we're jumping to the girls fully.
These are like previews. The next girl preview comes out and it's like, now we're getting into the emotional stuff. So the whole time when the guys were out there, she didn't press a button a single time. Ooh. So a lot of the girls felt like it's because she's so pretty that none of these guys live up to her standard. But the truth is probably not that. She's actually very quiet, very reserved. And she said, my mom, younger sister, and I, my family consists of 3 members. I don't have a dad, so as the eldest, I'm kind of fulfilling the role of the dad. When I was little, I was the type where I needed to eat what I craved, but not being able to eat it the next day if I had it today made me really sad. And that's one of the reasons I work really hard. So she's talking about how she didn't grow up with much. So she works really hard. She dated a really bad guy before and a really popular guy before, and she didn't like either of those. And she says, I just want to have a normal relationship. Yeah, and even the host is like, you didn't pick anyone, you didn't ask any questions, like, what's going on? Is it because you are scared of rejection? And she says, I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think everyone was really cool and amazing. I think I'm just a very cautious person. I just don't want to meet someone bad. That's it. And then when she walks out, all the guys are like, oh my God, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. And then her statement is, I never once stopped working. I believe I will become a very supportive partner to my future husband. And she gets the most votes in the instant. But then the girls start whispering, and this is where the episode ends. Didn't you hear the rumor about her? Yeah, that's her. They're like, yeah, I've heard about her.
What is this?
And
what
it's like in a bad way. And then girls are running out of the warehouse crying. They're like, I don't want to be here anymore. And then it's just like a whole mess. Other people are saying, I need to give my mother a $2,000 allowance. But some girls are writing, here are my marriage conditions. Don't show affection. People are screaming like, why would you even date him? Are they holding hands right now? Yeah,
what is going on?
This show is about to get so fucking crazy. What are your thoughts on it?
Damn.
It's so good.
It's good. I like it.
Oh my God, so much is happening in like the span of 60 minutes, one around the clock.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like a little too many people.
So many people, but I think we're going to narrow down.
Oh, okay.
So let me know if you want part 2 and if you want me to start narrowing it down. Let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
So I imagined that I could kill her a couple different ways. I'm no good anyway. I'm screwed up. What do I think I'm doing being a therapist? I'm not a good mom, not a good wife. Let me just kill her and then you can move on. You know, I'll be in prison and...
Bada bing, bada boom.
There are a few workplaces where most employees feel fear on a daily basis where they could actually die. Not just I hate my job, I could die, or technically bad people and a meteor could strike anywhere at any time. But genuine, the second that I clock in for work, my adrenaline starts spiking because you can die at any moment. One employee states ominously, ultimately, we're directly in harm's way every single minute. We come to work with the attitude of, it's not if I'm going to get hit, but when I'm going to get hit. That's the way of life. Which is why, when you clock in, you get handed an alarm that you wear on your body that has GPS and sends immediate signals to police when it's activated. You also get a giant whistle to make sure that if something happens, you can make a loud noise to alert someone. This is at Patton State Psychiatric Hospital, where the population consists primarily of patients who have been committing crimes, often violent crimes. Some of the patients have committed murder, violent assaults, and yet they're here because they have been found either criminally insane, incompetent to stand trial, or are waiting to stand trial and are being evaluated. One psychiatrist states, treating these people is not easy. Violence is part of our lives every day. It's not just a constant thing. It's not like the violence happens now and again. Violence is part of the daily life. One employee at Patton State Hospital, they have 1,300 patients. She starts feeling uncomfortable because one of the patients there, it feels like he's tracking her movements. It's like he's observing her closely. Anytime she's at work, she feels like she's being stalked. This is a big deal. She tells her boss about it, and they do nothing. By the next month, that patient punches her in the face, drags her into a room, and stabs her repeatedly with a makeshift weapon. These are the types of patients that are held at Patton State Hospital, which is exactly where Donald Gordon is sent. He's going to be there for at least 2+ years. He has on his record over 40 different charges for SA and abuse against a minor. But he says there's a reason for all of this. He, Don Gordon, claims, quote, everybody does it. Also, some of them are promiscuous, and they were the ones that came after me. Side note, his own children were his victims as well. The neuropsychologist in charge of evaluating Don Gordon states his marriages weren't doing well. He kept trying to stop himself. He was thinking about stopping himself. He knows that it was illegal, that he could get into a lot of trouble, but the more he did, the more chances that he would get. But he said he made the commitment to himself to stop it, but he just couldn't stop. He just didn't stop. He said the more he did it, the more sexually stimulated and aroused he got, that his sex drive actually increased. But to his surprise, he wasn't getting satisfied. He was getting more stimulated by it. He became obsessed with wanting more and more. He tells the psychologist the main reason that he went after little girls is because, quote, it made him feel big, powerful, and good. But also, they seduced him. But it's going to be okay. They just need to let him free because when he gets out of the hospital, he will be putting parental controls on his computer. He will not be going anywhere where the kids are going. He promises. The police have alarmingly found locks of girls' hair in a plastic baggie at his house. And the only reason he was even caught, again, was because he went to a photo development center where you can turn in film for film cameras. He turned a roll in that had CSAM on there. And yet, because he argues he's going to have parental controls on his computer, he's not going to go where the kids are, they let him out, even though he used this hospital as a networking place. He met another sex offender in the same hospital, and afterwards, they met up at a family nudist camp where they competed to see who could molest more children at a family nudist camp, which are a very interesting place. Children are allowed to go, and most camps have rules that everyone must be nude to be at this property. A lot of people wonder if it's uncomfortable for children. One camp addresses in their very bizarre FAQ, which is a frequently asked questions portion of their website, they answer the question, are children forced to be nude? The word forced is an emotionally loaded word and suggests unreasonable force or other inappropriate coercion. The reality is that as parents, we have a duty to teach our children to behave appropriately. We teach them to brush their teeth, eat healthy foods, even if their desires might be contrary. However, when it comes to nudity, most children are very comfortable with nudity until they are taught otherwise by society. With young naturist children, it's just as likely that parents force them to wear bathing suits when visiting municipal pools where bathing suits are mandatory. It's a very weird FAQ page, one that makes me personally uncomfortable. I will say that I'm a very pro-clothing person, so what do I know? And I know that in different parts of the world, nudity is not as sexually charged as maybe America, but it's strange. Another rule page states, sunburned shoulders may require a reasonable length t-shirt, perhaps to the waist, but certainly not extending to the knees or to ankles. Going about the property wearing a towel, except perhaps for the first few moments out of the water, is always inappropriate. These camps clearly can be a breeding ground for predators, especially when only a few camps require that parents be with their children at all times, which means these camps have children's zones where children and adults can gather and play and swim in the swimming pool, play pickleball, play tennis. Why would predators not go there? Like Don Gordon and his friend from the institution. That was their hunting grounds. It was also somewhere where Donald Gordon would take Lisa. One of Don Gordon's victims will be Lisa Plum, whom he starts abusing when she was just 11 years old. Don will tell the neuropsychologist that, well, he just wanted to be a father figure to Lisa. That's why he sexually abused her. Because both of Lisa's parents were pedophiles as well. And Lisa's mom was the one to introduce her to Donald Gordon. This is Lisa's Store Club.
Glen Eden Sun Club is a family nudist camp, which means everybody gets naked together, and it's a resort. There's pools, jacuzzis, sauna, cafe, hiking, tennis, camping. When you walk in, you will see a sign, clothing is not optional.
So if you even try to throw on a jacket because you're cold?
Well, maybe if it's cold, everyone might put a jacket on, but it doesn't get really cold too much there. Even children have to get naked.
And the first time you went was when you were 5?
Yeah.
Who took you?
My mom had a boyfriend, Larry Feldman, that decided we should all go to Glen Eden.
Was there an explanation he gave?
I don't remember a specific explanation for Glen Eden other than other times he said to us, specifically me and my sister, that he was doing what he was doing so that we wouldn't grow up to be frigid.
Did you want to be there? Was it uncomfortable?
No, we did not want to go get naked in front of each other. Yeah, that was like a horrifying idea when it was presented to us. And especially my brother and sister, said, we don't want to get naked. That was just not an option.
So you were 5. How old were your brother and sister?
My brother would have been 8 or 9, and my sister 10.
Oh, wow. I mean, I thought it was interesting because I was listening to another interview that you did, and I was like, there's no way this resort is still around. I Googled it and it's still open. Like, people are going today. And then I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it's one of one that's still open, but there's so many throughout the country. There's just so many all ages nudist resorts. Do you feel like that is a place where bad things happen from someone?
Well, who wants to be naked in front of kids? I mean, who wants to see naked kids? It's definitely not safe for children because it's a pedophile magnet. And if you're a pedophile and you know about it, why wouldn't you go? And they let people go. That's who took me, was pedophiles. And then there's pedophiles there.
When you say that's who took you, pedophiles, do you mean just Larry or Larry and your mom?
Well, my mom, I don't know, I guess depending on how you define pedophile, but she didn't have a problem being sexual around us children.
What do you mean by that?
One day I heard some strange noise in my mother's room. They had called me in the room and then told me to sit down. At 5, I really had no context or idea. And I went in, and again, I did not understand what I was seeing other than I was freaked out. They were having intercourse. But at the time, again, I didn't understand, and I asked my mom, are you okay?
Was there any discussion with your mom after that happened?
Yeah, I don't remember any discussion other than another time they did that on the kitchen table. I have no idea why the kitchen table. I had forgotten this part, but one of my siblings told me that Larry asked my brother to take pictures, gave him a camera. And so it's us three kids kind of awkwardly giggling and just like, looking around, watching.
Do you think that your mom was a pedophile who attracted other pedophiles, or do you think that she was someone who was so starved for male attention? Not that it would justify anything, but...
Right. I mean, she definitely was different than like Larry or other pedophiles. Like, they were very intentional and they had plans. So I had a therapist once tell me that she was vicariously molesting me and us. There was actually a scholarly article he gave me. I have it somewhere in a box somewhere. I keep trying to find it, but I don't know. Is she like, she's a vicarious pedophile? She didn't have any boundaries, no problem. I also feel like she was a malignant narcissist. I do believe she was really abused, and she has a bad reputation in her family for being an awful, scary person.
In the beginning, it was you, your two siblings that were adopted, correct? Your mother and your biological father. And they divorced when you were
4 or 5.
What was it like up until 4 or 5 as a family unit?
Right. So I don't remember a lot because we really don't have picture memory until about the age of 5. We have implicit memory.
What is that?
So our bodies remember, but our brains don't start to make pictures with the memory until about then. Most people don't have very many memories at all. You may have a couple here and there under the age of 5. All I remember really from my early childhood is I was a little Episcopalian girl. And we went to church, and I was very devout, and I thought our priest looked like Jesus. Honestly, that's all I really remember. But as soon as my parents divorced, we were no longer going to church. So she had tried to kill herself. I didn't know it at the time, but I do remember, this is one of my earliest memories as well, is her laying down in bed. It was dark in the room, and she was just kind of out of it. Then my grandma came and stayed with us for 2 or 3 weeks, I'm not sure. Then after that, as my brother has nicknamed her, Hollywood Mom came home.
Okay, describe that.
My mom could be very charming, very personable, very put together, and she started having singles clubs, meets in her home, other single adults. Our home had to be perfectly clean at all times, and when she had these singles clubs, we were supposed to basically stay in the room or whatever, but people would meet us and see us. 1 minute before anybody came, she'd be screaming at us. We'd have to clean and do this and that. And then someone would knock on the door and she'd be like, hi, completely change her demeanor.
Did you find solace in your siblings, or was it because it was so tough you guys were having problems as well? What was that like with your siblings?
Well, I think there was some, solace, but really not a lot. I suppose it was probably because of the dynamic that my father set up and my mom. Like, my parents participated in what's called parental alienation syndrome. Basically, one parent's talking crap about the other parent, the other parent's talking crap about them, and you have to share messages. They're arguing in front of you. My mom would say, your dad, I don't know if I should fully say it, but likes to F men in their ass, like to us little kids.
How old were you?
I'm 5.
Oh.
My dad's like, your mom's crazy. And one day I felt like I needed a hug. No, I don't want your siblings who are adopted to feel bad. In my mind, I don't think I said it out loud, but I definitely thought, well, just hug them too.
Yeah.
It was always pointed out, they're adopted, I'm not. They're adopted, I'm not. One time I was trying to comfort my mom because my mom would kind of cycle from angry rampage mom to sobbing mom. And sometimes she'd just be up all night. She was a piano player and she would just cry at the piano. But this time she was in her room crying. I'm trying to go comfort her. And she said something like, I wish your sister and brother were like you. Oh, I wish I could just run off with you, and they're like, I could see them looking. Oh. And I felt bad for them, and I didn't want her to say that, but so we were kind of pitted against each other. On top of that, Larry was also violent and oversized us because there was more than watching them have sex. He would single out myself sometimes, do certain acts with him and my mom, to me, and then my sister in the room alone. I don't recall him doing that with my brother, but he lost his temper one day and he told me to make him a bath. Then my brother comes out of his room saying, "You mother," so whatever. My brother, had a little cuss mouth, and Larry just did not like that disrespect. So he was yelling at him. He grabbed him by his ankles and picked him up and dunked his head in the toilet a few times.
Just for clarity, Larry, the first boyfriend after the divorce happened?
Yes, there was another pedophile that targeted me, but he was more like just a handyman friend of my mom. But John Lippert, I feel like he was before Larry, or they were almost like at the same time. No, John, again, these singles clubs and single mothers are pedophile magnets. So they're just looking for opportunities. Mm-hmm. And the more vulnerable, the better, right? John started doing repairs, giving us ice cream. We grew up in Riverside and it's hot in the summer. And then he just started molesting me. I was probably in his right age group. There was another time that John had taken me into a field. We lived in like a little middle class neighborhood, and then there was orange groves, and then there was like a horse property. So it was kind of converting, from agriculture probably. So there was fields, and like he would take us to Thrifty's ice cream, and he's like, "You want to get ice cream, Lisa?" Yeah. But instead of going there, he drove me into a field. I always remembered that, right? But then as an adult, a trigger happened, and then I had more memory. And basically to survive that, I had to do some inner child work. But what happened is he threatened, if I told that he would insinuate that my mom would die, he would kill my mom. And again, I really didn't even know what he was talking about. What should I say, not say? I don't have the words. I just didn't say much.
Could I ask what triggered you later?
My mom's death. Yeah. Okay. And at the time, and I write about it in the book, it was really weird. After she died, I started getting like these images of him. It's like, why? Why him? Why now? But I realized after doing some work, some therapeutic work, that because he said if I said anything, she would die. But once she died, there was no need to keep the secret anymore.
When did your mom pass?
2007. Yeah, so he was molesting me. He had brought me crayons and a coloring book and told me to lay down in a certain place, and he had his hand up under my dress. My sister comes in the house. She runs in and sees John molesting me and just like gets like really angry and looks at me and, "What's going on?" And I didn't have words. Some people have said this is why you need to teach kids the proper names of body parts. I agree with that. You should teach kids the proper names of body parts, but that wouldn't have prevented me being molested or some other children in similar circumstances when your family isn't supportive or they're part of it. But
so your sister sees that she's almost upset with you. Did she tell your mom?
She must have told my mom and my dad, because then a day or so later, they called me into the kitchen, my mom, my sister, and John. And my sister's the one that's upset, And she's like, tell mom what happened, or whatever she said. And again, at the time I'm 5 and I don't even, remember. I just don't have much to say, but I didn't say anything.
What did your parents take from that then?
I don't remember anything happening after that other than John stopped coming by. And my sister told me later that she's friends with his granddaughter or something, and that she was being molested by him too, which isn't a surprise, but
At the time, your sister's anger, was that towards John? Was that towards the situation? Was that towards being young and having no idea what's going on?
I mean, I think all of it. She's young. She's not being parented right. She's seeing bad things happen, and her instinct and, is kicking in, her wise self. And she's probably getting like really frustrated with my parents. My mother really didn't do anything. There was no comfort. There was nothing like that. And then one day around that time, my dad, I'm in the car with him, and he said, I heard you were molested. Again, what do I say? I don't even know what to say to that. And then he said, just don't make a big deal about it.
Why do you think he said that?
Well, now, because he's a pedophile, he is for sure. He's a bad father. He has no nurturing bone in his body. He doesn't think it's bad for kids. And I don't know what that meant. Don't make a big deal about it. But I remember thinking about it. What does that mean?
A lot of people, their parents will tell them not to make a big deal because maybe they don't want it to reflect on the family, or maybe they care about what other people think. But it seems like your dad genuinely didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah, I know that's a fact.
So John's out of your life, and now Larry starts dating your mom around the time. He is the first person that forces the entire family to go to Glen Eden.
While we were at Glen Eden, there was at least a couple of molesters lurking around. I'm sure there was more, but there was I call him the hairy guy. He was in the little pool, the kiddie pool, and he had us all lining up, and he would pick us up and throw us. He slipped, right, grabbing my groin area. It hurt,
He's lining up children.
Children are all lined up, tossed in the deeper end,
Where are any of the other adults at?
Just walking around.
They see it, they're walking by.
No second thoughts about it.
I mean, I did go down a rabbit hole because I was like, I didn't even know nudist camps for families existed. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking, and I was trying to understand why people would even advocate for it existing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's this one place they were doing a Q&A, because I was trying to see maybe the other perspective of, is this an establishment that should exist?
Right.
And it was, are children forced to be naked? And their response was so bizarre. It was, force is an emotionally charged word. In fact, if you force your child to wear a bathing suit, that is also a use of force. Children have to do things they don't want to do all the time.
Yeah, they're all philosophers. And I'm sure some people go to nudist camps aren't pedophiles. In the big pool, there was the kids. This is from the kids. Mm-hmm. Hey, there's this guy, the doctor. They called him the doctor. I don't know if he was a doctor, but he would wear goggles and just swim underneath.
Oh my God.
I know, people.
And nobody was like, we gotta...
Well, us kids, I don't know what the adults were doing or if anyone told the adults, but we'd be like this, when he'd go to swim under, or he's there, we can't even really go swimming, because everyone was like creeped out by him. And so there was that. And then also, when you're sexualized early and you're looking at naked people looking at each other, like kids are starting to try to, act out really prematurely.
I was reading online of someone saying they had a term called COG, creepy outside guys, that would try to get into the nudist camp to look at the children. Mm-hmm. So it seems like it's a big issue that they try to downplay.
Let's just keep doing that.
Yeah.
How about if you want to be naked in front of adults, keep it to adults.
Right. Yes.
Leave the children alone.
So how frequently would Larry force you guys to go to Glen Eden?
We probably went every weekend or once a month. But then he gave my mom a letter breaking up with her, and which she had us read. Basically, he had to break up with her because he just couldn't take us kids anymore.
Your mom made you guys read the letter?
Yeah.
What's the reason behind that?
Because she's pointing out how we ruined her relationship with this guy. They were going to get married, and us kids again.
Were you happy to hear that letter?
I mean, I felt sad for my mom. Because I did. When you're kids, like, before you hit puberty, usually children are just all about their parents and always trying to do the right thing and really care about them. And anyway, that's how I felt. But also, I didn't miss him at all. Life just went on. And what happened, you know, like when you molest a child, you molest the neighborhood, really, right? So my brother had experienced violence, early socialization, and he started to take that out on me.
I think there was something you said that stuck with me. It was like when you are labeled as having been used, people feel like you're fair game.
Humans are like that, yeah. My brother just started, he was kind of like the leader boy in the neighborhood. My brother and sister were there, tough kids. Started pantsing me. We definitely didn't have video games at the time and stuff. We're always playing outside, hide and go seek and all that. But it became a game, chase Lisa down and pants her. And so they'd rip off my clothes and then, you know, like pin me down and force my legs open and all of that, like over and over, and pretend or try to put objects in, and just like thought that was the most hysterical thing.
What is your relationship like with your brother now?
Yeah, so I'll just say when I started the healing process, I decided I was going to confront the people I could, because I was really pissed.
Yeah.
I started to get really in touch with that. And although my therapist is like, I don't recommend it, you know, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to go do it anyway. But I started to confront my brother. Out of all the people I confronted, he didn't let me finish. And he said, Lisa, I'm sorry for what I did to you.
Do you forgive him?
I do. I forgive him. And forgiveness is a really difficult word, and how do you define it and all of that, right? But it doesn't erase emotions right away. Sometimes people prematurely forgive. Sometimes they're not open to it. My relationship with him now is not it. We don't have a relationship right now. He's really struggled his whole life, struggled to be regulated, we'll say. I wish there was something I could do or to be helpful in that, but I'm also not going to take verbal or otherwise abuse.
How old were you and how long did that last?
So I feel like it happened about the time of Larry, maybe when Larry was still around or right after he left. And it stopped when my stepdad came in my life.
Is this Ray?
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, the neighborhood kids, like the boys that were involved, I do remember one friend's brother one time was kind of at it, or, you know, part of the group, and then he never came back around. You know, like he's like, no, I don't want part of this. But some of the other boys did continue. So just saying, kids have choices too, right? And he didn't want to be a part of it. But these other boys down the street, I don't know what was happening to them too, but they just took on a life of their own. Like I'd be riding my bike down the street and they come and pull me off my bike and drag me into their room. And one time I'm sobbing on this guy's lap and his mom hears, knocks on the door, opens it, is everything okay? And I'm sitting there like 6, 7, 8, I don't know how old I was. And she said, is everything okay, to her sons? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. And she closed the door and walked away.
So these are other like 6, 7, 8-year-old boys, where they're a lot older. They were not 6, 7. They were older. I'm not sure if they were 4 years older or 6 years older, but they were definitely stronger than me.
And I'm sure if you're riding your bike and they're pulling you off someone's got to see that at some point, right?
You would think so.
So nobody says anything, it just keeps continuing.
Yeah. So I don't know what the neighborhood saw or didn't see, but we were just kind of wild kids in the neighborhood. You know, we all smoked, drank, stole what we could from the store, weed. But I was a regular smoker at 8, and you could get cigarettes from vending machines. But my mom always had a carton, and we'd just like take cigarettes. And so I don't even remember my first cigarette. So
Ray comes into your life. Who is Ray?
So Raymond McKnight, one morning I was going to go to school. My mom was actually going to take me. But But this guy knocks on the door and I go and open it and he's just like, hey, you know, big old smile. And he was carrying Fuller brush stuff. Do you know what that is? Cleaning supplies, I guess, and mops and whatever. Selling Fuller brush stuff door to door. And so my mom invited him in, got him some coffee, and they started talking, and then she took me to school. And when I got back home that day, he was still there.
Sweet.
But luckily, he was a good guy, because he could have totally been a bad guy. You know, my mom's like, hey, anybody, it's fine. And so they stayed together. And Raymond, he was just, again, a good guy. And he started to notice some of the dynamic in the family. And he was probably the first one that ever told my brother, boys don't hit girls. Wow. Yeah, like that's not okay. He started to parent us.
Do you feel like all of you guys felt safer, better with Raymond around?
Yeah.
But then he leaves, your mother leaves?
Well, so he was a merchant marine. He was a cook on oil tankers mostly. So he would be gone a lot. But I guess when he wasn't on a ship, sometimes he'd do sales like Fuller Brush and stuff. But I was the youngest. And he made up a nickname for me, but he would always call me baby or sugar, you know, like from North Carolina, you know.
From the South,
And, but then he's like, I want to call you vanilla, and he's chocolate, you know. But I remember thinking at the time, like, I don't even like vanilla.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be chocolate. I like chocolate, but he wanted that. And so he'd always say, hey, vanilla. I guess I cried a lot at night. I also had a problem where instead of peeing the bed, like I wouldn't pee for a long time. I was just like, so like in the middle of the night, I'd wake up and I'd have to go. I was in a lot of pain, but he wasn't really part of that. But when I was crying, at least a couple times, I remember him coming in and picking me up and carrying me and putting me next to my mom. And then he went to the couch. Now, my mother never did that on her own. She just let me cry. But he, because he is a good guy, figured, oh, she needs to be with her mom. It was that act that was nurturing, not him putting me with my mom.
Yeah. Having Ray in your life, did it make you realize, because at that point you said right afterwards you didn't really understand that you were traumatized. Did that maybe put things into perspective, or you were still at the age where you weren't processing it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think trauma even became a word for many, many years later, at least in regards to childhood. Although one day I did see a child abuse commercial.
Oh.
I was looking at it. I was like, does that, am I included? Do I count? Like just kind of a weird first introduction to it. So see, advertising works.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that got me thinking about child abuse. With Ray, I know now, looking back, what we would say in the therapeutic world is he was a protective factor. Yeah.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah. So there's a study called the ACE study, Adverse Childhood Experiences, which I don't like the way they ask some of the questions.
Starring Academy Award winner Patricia Arquette and Jason Clarke, Murdoch: Death in the Family is the new Hulu original series that explores the unraveling of a Southern dynasty through a deadly boat crash, double homicide, and a massive embezzlement scheme. Inspired by shocking actual events, the dramatized series draws from reporting by Mandy Matney, creator of the popular podcast that followed one of the most twisted crime sagas in recent history. This gripping series brings the drama to life like never before. It's a story of secrets, deception, and murder. Watch the Hulu original series Murdoch: Death in the Family, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
But adverse childhood experiences are basically severely traumatizing or stressful events or occurrences that happen in children's lives. It was actually a California doctor, an obesity doctor, that started it. at the time, he was interviewing his patients to see if they were ready for surgery, and he accidentally asked the wrong question. How much did you weigh at your first experience? And the person said 40 pounds. And so he was like, oh, I wonder if, like, he didn't mean to ask that, but it's pretty logical now. But he started to wonder if being molested was correlated to being obese. And it is. They've discovered. But not just that. It's not just 100% correlation, but any adverse childhood experience, physical abuse, parents divorcing, losing a parent in prison, feeling neglected or unloved. I forget the other ones. I don't like how they asked the molestation question, because they asked, did someone 5 years older than you?
That's a
That's a big gap. It used to be kind of like 2 years. You can be molested by someone your own age.
Yeah.
Someone just more powerful. Adults can be molested, but of course it's different. It's not a child situation. But anyway, it's ongoing across the world study. What they have found is that the more ACEs you have, the more likelihood in adulthood you'll be obese, have cancer, heart disease, drug, alcohol addiction, and mental illness. Again, it's not 100% correlation, but it's a much higher correlation. And one of the main reasons is when you go into the stress state, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, your body releases adrenaline, norepinephrine, cortisol, these chemicals that help us in case, a tiger's attacking us or something. And we need that. So, because then we numb out, we don't feel it, or we're extra strong, we can lift the car off our husband, but you only want to go in it and out. But when you're under these constant stressors, your body changes to always being in the stress state, and that feels normal. But it's not good for you, because then you're always in an inflamed state. And that's like sucks the dopamine or serotonin from our brain, right? And then we're dopamine seekers. And there's healthy ways of getting dopamine and unhealthy ways, but like drugs, alcohol, all that is quick dopamine hits. But when people have protective factors in their childhood, their outcomes are better.
So it's like a balancing scale, maybe a little.
Yeah. So I really think if I hadn't had Ray, maybe I wouldn't have been able to survive, because he gave me a taste of what love feels like, what it actually feels like. But a protective factor could be a parent, a teacher, a friend, a coach, just somebody. Like, every little good thing that you can say to somebody matters. It really matters. Like you're really special, or, I can see you're going to do good in life, or all of that adds up.
I know there's a guy named Donald. Don. How did he even come into your life? You were 11?
Yeah, I was 11. My sister, I guess she graduated high school early, but this is my memory. She graduated high school and went back to Indiana to visit our grandmother via train. And on the way back, she met Don and Jody. Being the pedophiles that they were, they saw a young girl. I'm guessing this is how it happened, and started talking to her. Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Somehow they figured out that she had been to Glen Eden before. And they're like, well, you should come to Glen Eden with us, and you have an 11-year-old sister? She should go to Glen Eden.
So they come over and meet your mom.
Yeah, but the first time I met them, like, my mom said, you're going to go to Glen Eden. And I didn't want to go to Glen Eden, because I don't want to get naked in front of people. And then, of course, I don't want to see the hairy guy or the doctor or whatever, right? And then I don't know these people.
Why do you think your mom was basically forcing you to go to Glen Eden?
She told me she didn't want me to argue with my brother. We argued too much. But my brother was beating my ass all the time, okay? My siblings were beating me up. And I did my best, right? But I was the youngest. And my brother's a tough guy. So there was always chaos, right? My mom yelled at us. We yelled at each other. It was always like that. But anyway, she said that I could go with them and then we wouldn't argue.
So your brother's going to stay home. You and your sister are going to go to Glen Eden with this random couple she met on a train.
Yeah. But really, the way it was set up, it seemed like it was just me going, but my sister did go at least the first couple times, but she had a boyfriend and she was like 16. So what happened is they show up, I have to go, I'm not given the option. But Jody, she's like 6'2", and she was a basketball player.
Wow.
And I love sports, martial arts and stuff. At the time, I just loved softball. I was a softball player. Jody, of course, looking back now, I see it, like she was like brilliant in her grooming. But I come out looking at this 6'2" tall, skinny, blonde woman, blue eyes, and she has one eye that looks the other way. So I'm trying not to stare at it, but she's super charming. Dawn said, "Oh, you're an athlete, huh? Like, what sports do you play?" And Jody's like, "I play basketball." And she said she was the first woman to slam dunk it in Illinois or something. I don't know if that's true. Do women slam dunk? Anyway, I was like enthralled by her. He's just like this creepy guy, you know? But basically, she's just talking, which is a perpetrator technique. The Gift of Fear by Gavin DeBecker is a really good book to read, to learn about perpetrator techniques so you can better guard yourself against them. But so she's just talking and saying, you know, well, let's like race out to the car. I have a basketball, whatever. So we raced, right? And she's like, "You almost beat me." Yeah. I didn't. And then we go to Glen Eden. And so I am a smoker at the time, but I never smoked in front of adults. And there, she's like, "Here, you can have a cigarette." I'm like, "Really? Me smoke in front of you?" You know? And that's how they got me to Glen Eden. But she just made it all super charming at first. So then we get there, same thing. You pull up to the toll booth and the guy's like, "Oh, is this your daughter?" And he's like, "No, but I have this letter from her mom." And he's like, "Okay, go on."
Your mom went out of her way to write a letter to send.
Gives them permission to take me. And that's probably how most pedophiles go in. If there is any rule against a single man or something, they just find like a vulnerable woman, probably. But all the rules are different. So everything was a game with Dawn and Jody. I said, "I don't want to go. I don't want to get naked." And Jody's like, "It's fine. We're together." And then we get out of the car. It's like, it's a race. Who can get naked first, you know? So then it was just weird, you know, as usual at the nudist camp, just laying out in the sun and naked people trying to not look at them, but you can't help it. Playing tennis, just whatever. What happened one time, this guy was in the pool with me and kind of dunking me, and I guess it was flirtatious. Dawn came down to the pool angry and told me to get out and said that I was acting or something. Yeah. This was later, though. This was not the first time. They had already been actively molesting me at that point.
After this first experience, how did they prey on you and abuse you further? They just kept picking you up for the weekend?
Yeah.
And your mom just let you go spend the weekends with them?
Yeah. Basically how it started was when we went to the apartment, which my mom said I had to go. And I just started going to their apartment. Same rules as Glen Eden. Once you step in, your clothes are off. Family nudist camps are quite the grooming tool. From that point, you know, I had free reign to alcohol. They made me alcoholic drinks. Jody had me cook with her, and we gave Dawn drinks and cigarettes. And then really how it started was one day, Jody was at work. I didn't like to be alone with Dawn, but I was. And we had just been at the mall, and we're in his car. And he said, "Your sister said that you want to have with me." And I'm horrified and like terrified at that. And I said, no, I don't. And I feel like I'm in trouble. Yeah. Like he's like, "Your sister said," you know. I said, "No, I don't want to." And he's like, "Oh, it's okay. You know, it's all right." And I said, "No, but I don't," you know, like he's probably 39 or 40. And I am 11.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was super worried that Jody would hate my guts. So I said, "Don't tell Jody, please." And finally he agreed. So I was afraid that Jody would find out and then hate me, because that's what children do.
Yeah.
We're magical thinkers and egocentric, at least till 8, but older too. Like everything feels like it's our fault. That's just the way our brains work. So he said he wouldn't tell Jody, but we picked her up from work. She pops in the truck and he says, "Guess what? Lisa wants to have me." And I'm just horrified. And she says, "Oh, okay." that's fine. I just sunk, and then the next thing I remember is just them trying to talk me into acts, like come in the room and watch. That's apparently a big thing. You can just start by watching, and then I had to scoot closer, and then eventually participate more and more. But it was always, a manipulation, a grooming. Jody said to me once that if I had a good father, I would want to have sex with him. One of the things that he liked to do was watch a movie called Pretty Baby with me.
I listened to that part of your interview, and I think the way you were describing it initially, I was so convinced it was like a movie off the dark web, and it's very much a real movie that you can buy online for $3.99 right now.
Right.
Can you tell us about Pretty Baby, the movie?
Right. So Brooke Shields, the very famous Brooke Shields, was 11 or 12 at the time, and I'll just say she was not a developed girl at that age. She looked like a child. I'll just be explicit. No pubic hair, no breasts. A child's body. Okay, but in the movie, she is the daughter of Susan Sarandon, who is a prostitute at a brothel, I guess, in New Orleans. And everyone's just happy, and everyone just loves their job, right? But Brooke Shields is reaching the ripe age of 12, which is where she's going to start working. And so they're going to have this auction for her virginity, basically. And it's a whole group of just creepy men bidding on her. They bring her out in like I don't remember what you call it, but they're holding her up on a plank or something in the movie.
Wow.
Dressed in white. And looking like a child, but with makeup on her and like sparklers, and everyone's like, oh, this is so wonderful, And Brooke Shields in the movie, I know she was a victim. Just her character is just happy about all of it, and it's great.
So it doesn't show any trauma?
No trauma. But then the guy that wins takes her up to the room, and you see soft porn, basically. You don't see full, but you can tell they're having, and then she's like screaming or not screaming, but wincing or whatever. And then afterwards, she's like a clump on the bed, and you think she's traumatized, right? But then all the other prostitutes come in, and she's like, I'm fine. And just kind of like she's kidding, and it's just so great. And she's totally not affected by it at all. And then you see her bathing, and you see her full naked body, and they're talking about how they're going to keep selling her as a virgin for a while because they can. And one of the Carradines is like, becomes her husband, and he slaps her, and, and whatever, she's playing with dolls. But the whole point of the movie really is it's showing like it's totally fine, to have sex at that age and make money, and it doesn't bother you. And so that's one of the things Don said to me. He said that he was busted for molesting his children, but of course it's not molestation. It's people that aren't aware of like higher laws and are repressed. He said he didn't harm his children. The court system harmed his children. That's what harmed his children.
I love the quote when you say all pedophiles are philosophers.
They are. Yeah, they have a complete explanation why they are living the higher law, why other people are repressed. They are. All pedophiles are philosophers. And he told me too, he said, your mom is crazy. Like he and Jody would like interject these things. Wow. She was. That's true. And he knew it.
But they're also...
Right. But also when you tell a child that, it's going to alienate them more and cause confusion. And when you're confused and you're not sure, like you're not steady, you don't know. And of course I know now I couldn't have chosen any differently, but that's how perpetrators keep people off balance. One of the ways.
I know you have a change.org petition to ban Pretty Baby. I was trying to figure out how it's not already banned.
Right.
They say because it's artistic and she was not actively engaged in being that it's not CCM, which I think is insane. Because how is
Me
it?
too.
How can you justify artistic expression on that?
And they wouldn't make a movie like that now. No. Or they would get in trouble.
Yeah. So he would make you watch this movie
over and over. Just like, here, come sit down. And at the time, he had the a projector. It started with me sitting next to him here and Jody there. And then he would touch us. Even on a camping trip we went on, he brought it. There was actually a couple times, I can only think of one right now, where I see now looking back, grooming me to maybe be a prostitute. Well, of course, pretty baby, right? Also trying to normalize it. And he was always like, it would be me doing you a favor. Is how he framed it. Wow. To be my first, like it would be a chore for him. And, we're friends and we're like close. So this is like the best way. And, but I was resistant. I was always like, I don't want to. This was just something that he continued to try to do. One time we were in a city somewhere and they said, we're going to go to like pick a part or something. So you should just wait here in this park. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm just sitting in this park up against a tree. And then a truckload of men speaking another language start walking towards me. Like they park and they start walking towards me. And I'm like, and this guy, he starts speaking in Spanish. Hey, showing me his wallet. And I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. He's like, you mean in the truck? And I'm like freaked out. And I just said, no. And gratefully they left.
So you think they set that up?
Yeah, I definitely do now. So, cause then I'm sitting there like, like they left. I'm upset. And Dawn and Jody finally come back and I get in the truck and I told them what happened. And Dawn said, you should have done it. Mm-hmm.
And how long did this go on for?
From 11 to 13. So we were always naked and there was other girls sometimes. The camera was always out. I do remember sometimes Jody like dressing me up in something. But again, everything's a game and we're just all happy and having fun together and whatever and drinking a little bit here, smoking a little bit there. They're still molesting me. But as time went on, I saw the other girls less and less. It was just me and Dawn and Jody a lot. One day Dawn said that, I could be a model. And I was like, I thought very low of myself. I thought I was ugly and fat. Not that there's anything wrong with whatever you weigh, but anyway. And I didn't like the idea, but he's like, no. Like, I'm going to take you to this photographer's. But also some other girls went.
I know that on the way there, you hear a voice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So again, at this time, I think I'm closer to 13. And I really didn't know anywhere I was ever going driving, right? Except for like right where I grew up. I knew that area. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm just in the back of the pickup truck, just going to this photographer's. Even though I didn't want to, I did. I heard a voice that said, Lisa, memorize how to get there. I just kind of shrugged it off like that was weird, Then I heard it again, Lisa, memorize how to get there. And it just felt like really kind and like, do it, sort of like, really, please do it. And so I did. I looked out, opened up the little shell window and I'm like memorizing, like this is in Santa Ana, California, 14th Street, 7th Street, like I'm memorizing. And then we pull up and it's like this 2-story office building with the doors, almost like a hotel. It's kind of ugly. So we all race up, because it's a game. They open the door and this guy is sitting behind this desk and he had a Rubik's Cube. So I said, hey, can I play with your Rubik's Cube? And he just like coldly met my eyes with his and didn't say anything, but just like this really uncomfortable, like it made me just like look away and I just sat down. So the pictures were just not naked or anything. And we got over that, I would say the next week. Well, before that happened, I was alone in the apartment with Dawn and Jody, and I heard him talking on the phone with this guy. And he said, Lisa will do nude pictures. I said, because it seemed surprising to me for some reason, I said, no, I won't. And Dawn turned and looked at me like, and shh, because he's on the phone with the photographer, and he said, sit down. And he's usually trying to be a Mr. Nice, fun guy. And that was it. But then later that week at school, detectives came to my school to interview me. Don and Jody had gotten busted. At the time, they had what's called photomat. Yeah. You used to have to turn in your film to get pictures developed.
And he turned in the pictures of his victims.
Yeah, probably.
He thought this is completely normal. Or
I
was
guess.
it an accident? Like,
I mean, that's what I heard. I'm not 100%, but I think I read that in a police report or something.
so the police come to the school. They ask you questions about Don and Jody. And then your mom comes. By this point, she already knew that the police were talking to you.
Well, usually I rode my bike to school, but yeah, that day she was picking me up and they had asked questions and asked me why my mom let me go, and I said, well, I had to go. She told me I had to go. He said, you're going to go to a shelter home, which I didn't really understand again at the time, that it was because they were suspicious of my mom and going to put me somewhere safe, I guess. She came in the office and I'm walking out, I guess, to go to the shelter home. She grabs me and hugs me. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? And tell you what, I didn't think about it at the time, but obviously I remembered all the stuff you did with me too. Obviously she was just trying to look good in front of the police officers, and she never hugged me before.
They're arrested. Did you have any feelings in that moment?
I felt guilty. I felt sad. I felt confused.
So that was the feeling in the moment. When did it change? When did you feel like I shouldn't feel this way? What, did it take years?
Yeah, it took years. In this shelter home, you get in there and the girls are like, what are you in here for? Oh, I was beaten. Oh, I was molested. And I'm like, what am I in here for? I don't know. But we concluded I was molested. Well, I had found out about the photographer at this point, and I thought, what? Does that mean they don't love me?
What exactly happened to the photographer? He was taking photos of kids.
Yeah, so when I was first put in the shelter home, the next day, I was interviewed by Orange County detectives. One of the detectives, somehow it's just me and him in a room. And he said, do you happen to know where this photographer is? And how I even knew to ask the questions, right? Or find me or anything else. I don't know. But he said, Don and Jody don't know where this photographer is. And I was like, I remembered, I memorized how to get there. And before I could say that, he said that he was known for killing kids.
Killing kids?
Yeah. He literally told me a girl was found in a dumpster and a boy was tied to a chair. My whole life, I was like, it feels like I'm making it up when I say it, years later, the detective one of the detectives was very kind to me, but I called him years later and I asked him about it. Did you know? And he said, yes, I did, but I knew he was a snuff filmmaker, but I didn't want to burden you anymore. That detective in the room told me that, and then I said, I know how to get there.
And you took them there? You guys were in the car, drove there?
He said, let's go right away. And I said, turn here, turn here. I tried to look at it last time I was in Santa Ana or on the map.
You still remember?
Yeah, but I would if I saw it, if it was still there. But we literally, all three of us, two detectives and me, go up to the studio door.
They just let you go to the door?
They did, and they knocked on it. And I'm thinking at this point, what if he sees me, or could he kill me someday? But nobody answered. And they didn't try to break down the door. They didn't do anything. They just took note and we left.
I'm so sorry. So when Don and Jody were on the phone talking about, oh, you will do the photos, that was him that they were talking to.
Yes.
What was the timeline of that and then when they were arrested?
Like a week.
And they were trying to sell photos? Or what
I
was
don't
going
know.
on?
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
I was reading his file, Don Gordon, and they were saying that when he was let out briefly on parole, he had made friends with another child molester in the hospital.
That's another place, yeah.
And then went to a nudist camp together afterwards, after they were both released. and competed to see how many children they could molest.
Wow. Years later, when I'm a new mom, out of the blue, Orange County contacts me and asks me to testify on behalf of Dawn's newest victim. Now, from 13 to 23, I don't know if I was 23 or 24, but that would be about 10 years. He only got 10 years. It turns out he didn't even serve 10 years. He only served like 5, because probably good behavior. They're always on good behavior when your chosen victim isn't with you. They asked me to testify on behalf of his newest victim. Ended up, he pled, and they said I didn't have to. But that was a complete re-triggering. I did end up going to court.
Was he in the courtroom?
Yeah.
That was your first time seeing him since?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was scary. I didn't ever want him to see me again. That was the big thing, you know. So it took them weeks after they asked me to do it to tell me that he pled. And that's really, really triggering, really activating. We went to court anyway, just to have a completion process, I guess. I just kind of hid behind my husband, and he looked over in our direction, but I don't think he saw me, or I don't know if they used my name even. Maybe I knew at the time, but I don't think he would have been expecting me to show up necessarily that time.
So there's a point where you move and then you run into Jody.
Yeah, I actually ran into her once in Riverside. And I did ask her, are you still molesting children? When I'm pissed, I'm thinking, Claire, no. You know, by that time I've been training in martial arts. Come on, Jody, I'm an adult now. Now what? You know, that's how I felt. But she's like, oh, Lisa. And then whatever.
She just said, oh, Lisa?
Yeah.
Like you're just asking her a normal question.
Yeah, like silly you. Then later we moved from Riverside and we're living in Apple Valley. The day after we move into Apple Valley, I see her at the grocery store, in the grocery store parking lot.
Did she see you? Did you say anything this time?
No. So like I'm flipped out. I have my toddler in the back seat and I just park more strategically and I wait. I'm going to follow her because like, is she my neighbor? Did I just move in where she's next to me or something?
And you have kids now?
Yeah. She lost me. I don't think she knew I was following her, but I don't know the streets. I couldn't keep up with her. But I had heard about Megan's Law. So I asked my friend to go with me. And at the time, Megan's Law did not give address, only zip code. And you had to go to the sheriff's.
Oh.
So I went there. I said, Jody Jones, Jody Gordon, because they got married after they got busted for me. You can't testify against your spouse.
That's crazy.
I thought they were married before. They got married
After.
basically in jail.
Yeah. Well, how do they even get to do that anyway?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They can do all kinds of things, right?
Yeah. So that they wouldn't have to testify against each other. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the lady at the Megan's Law Sheriff Station said, no, I don't see her. And I said, but she's supposed to. But when I was a child, I was molested by her and Don Gordon. And she's like, well, let's look up him. Donald Lee Gordon. It wouldn't come up, Don Gordon. And she's like, kind of looked at me and she's like, where did you just move from? Adelanto. There's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And so this lady's like, okay, well, I'll get his parole officer to contact you. So we meet up. He got mad at me that I lived in the high desert and didn't tell them. But he's not supposed to be within 25 miles of a victim.
But they don't even alert you. They just expect you to constantly alert
Well,
them.
I think it's supposed to be different now. And maybe it was supposed to be different then. But nobody ever told me anything at all ever that I should let them know where I live or that they're going to tell me when he gets out. Like that's supposed to be part of victims' rights now. Yeah. But he was kind of a jerk. But at the time, I'm like sort of freaked out because I still think about the photographer a bit and Dawn. I have little kids. And so I asked the parole officer, can you please just search him just on the off chance?
Yeah.
Less than 1%. Okay. Maybe it's less than 1%. But that Dawn knows I'm an Adelanto or was an Adelanto or what I look like now or what my kids look like if he has a picture.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I must sound crazy when I'm asking him. But I asked him. He can search him anytime. anytime he wants. And he said, okay, I will. But a week, 2 weeks go by, I don't hear anything. So I asked him, and he said, no, I didn't search him. And I always think, man, he should have just lied to me and said, yeah, I didn't find anything, but I don't recommend lying. But he just like, no, I didn't. And I'm getting more and more upset. I'm crying. I'm like, but you said, and I just wanted the off chance, just in case. I just wanted some relief. And, he's just a jerk. And so I said, well, I want to speak to your supervisor. And then I give the supervisor the story, and he says, you really need therapy. Yeah, I appreciate your shocked reaction. Yeah, I wanted to say, no, shit, really? But also how condescending, right? So all those negative interactions are happening. And then some angel police officer, because I probably got on the phone and I was calling around, gives me Jody's address. At the time, I was going to school to be a therapist, right? I went to school over many years, one class at a time. She lived near the college. So she wasn't living where he was in Adelanto, but not only did Jody live by the college, but I literally ran into her in the doctor's office. But this time I didn't go up to her anytime. And I had my kids and, she in the doctor's office was with an old person. She was an in-home healthcare aide. And you're not supposed to do that as a registered offender. But I also ran into her in Walmart. And so anyway, the Victorville Police Department said, okay, we're going to go and check on her. And I said, she is supposed to be a registered offender. And she wasn't just in the kitchen baking cookies. She was very involved. And she should have had a second strike with that victim that I was to testify against in my 20s. And in California at the time, I don't know now, but would have had a third strike, not being a registered offender.
Yeah.
But they tell me, no, she didn't realize she was supposed to be a registered offender.
She didn't realize it?
Yeah, or she forgot, or I'm like, no.
So you were going to school to be a therapist. Mm-hmm. What was the reason for your decision? Is it to help yourself, help someone else?
Yeah, I mean, both. Like, I did start, when I got really bad postpartum depression and all my trauma came out, and I started to go to therapy out of desperation. I became clean and sober because I spent my whole childhood drinking, smoking, methamphetamines and stuff. And at 18, I got clean, but then I started to crave again when all the trauma started to come out. And I'm like, so I started doing 12 steps, and then I went to therapy. I actually got in a abuse recovery group, which was very helpful. And I realized I wanted to be a therapist. But also, like, I knew in my heart, like, I didn't want to do what the molesters wanted. It didn't feel right, but I didn't have the words to explain it. I didn't have the science, like I needed to unindoctrinate myself from all of that. And gratefully, it was never a temptation of me to be a molester. I had a natural instinct to protect, but I didn't know how to explain why they were wrong. I definitely went for that to find really the best way to heal, the fastest, bestest way to heal. In the process, though, I'm always kind of like arguing with God because I felt like, go be a therapist, Lisa. I'm like, but no, I can't, like you have the wrong person. I used to have such bad anxiety. I couldn't even look people in the eye.
Oh, that was me. I would have such a hard time. Yeah.
Wow. Martial arts helped a lot with that.
Really?
But actually, it's one of the top trauma treatments.
Really? Martial arts?
Yeah. And Judith Herman wrote Trauma and Recovery, and she talks about it. And I just listened to Gabor Mate talk about it too, or somebody else. But one reason is, like, you are now in charge of the violent situation, and you're rewiring your nervous system, basically. I guess that's the other reason too. You're rewiring your nervous system, but also you gain some confidence. Like, well, maybe I could take care of someone. Some people, maybe not everyone, but if that person. But I grew up fighting.
Yeah.
Getting beaten up on, and my brother would tell me to beat up this person, or there was always like a fight. And so in my brain, it's like always going to come down to a fight. I have to remind myself, it won't necessarily, but it's always there. Like it's going to come down to a fight if people.
Going back a little bit, I know in your previous interview that you've done before, you were saying how there was a time where you thought that maybe you would take care of Jodie yourself when you saw her.
Yeah. So martial arts did help me feel like I was probably too confident, but you know, I was young in my 20s. I had all this rage. I learned that all this depression and irritability, which nobody named it PTSD at the time, but I was always like, is it PTSD? Yeah. But, anger turned inwards is depression. And you got to put the anger and the feelings where they belong. That doesn't mean you confront people, or it doesn't mean you beat them up or anything. You can journal it out. You can visualize it, right? Anyway, when I started to feel depressed, I just assumed, I guess I'm feeling angry. And so Jodie, Dawn, whoever, my parents, journal. I journaled. I didn't want to. Nobody ever wants to at first. No, none of my clients, not none of them, but a lot of people don't want to journal, but it's like, it's really helpful if you can't do anything else. What happened with Jodie is she did have to register as a offender though. Okay. So then now she's on Megan's Law, but I still am running into her. My emotional state was questionable at times, and I would feel, you know, the PTSD, depression, rage. And so I thought, you know, let me just take care of it. I actually called my husband once, like circling Jodie's house. Like I could just take her out because she's going to reoffend. I told the Victorville police she'll do it on her own without Dawn. And they're just like, whatever. So I imagined that I could kill her a couple different ways, you know, and that I'm no good anyway. I'm screwed up. You know, what do I think I'm doing being a therapist? I'm not a good mom, not a good wife. Like, let me just kill her. And then you can move on. You know, I'll be in prison and, you know, because I just lose my mind half the time with the situation. But I didn't, you know, thou shalt not kill, right? But I did indulge in some fantasies a few times. Killing her, my dad, my mom, or torturing them or whatever. And I'm not saying that's totally unhealthy. Like there can be a healthy element to that, you know? Don't act on it. Don't follow through necessarily, right? Necessarily. You shouldn't kill people. Okay. But anyway, the feelings need to go where they belong. And so I'm glad I didn't act on it, but she did reoffend. Yeah, I found out on Megan's Law. So it was while she was in the high desert. I forget the exact name of the charge, but with a teen. So then I tried to call because I'm pissed a lot, right? And I'm just going to call people. They didn't call back, of course. But I said, she reoffended. Look at that. But I could check on Megan's Law. And then she disappeared from Megan's Law.
How?
Well, first, I'm like, she's from Illinois. Let me see.
Yeah.
She was in Illinois. And her charges were lower. I call them and I said, she's high risk, just so you know. Oh, the lady was nice. Oh, I really appreciate you letting me know. I'll do it but I can, but nothing was ever done. But then she disappears off Megan's Law again. And another perpetrator, another case, Glenn Lowe, that in my teenage years, that was a situation, was on Megan's Law. Glenn, Dawn, and Jodie, it gave me a certain sense of some control. Yeah. Like I know where they lived. I'm not going to move next to them.
Right.
But Glenn and Jodie got off Megan's Law. A loophole. They might have to register. I don't know, though. Why would I know? Why would anybody tell me anything? But they won't show up on the public registry. I've heard people say, that poor guy, he was only urinating in public and got on Megan's Law. No. It's really hard to prosecute anybody for any offenses. It's so many perpetrators get off scot-free. I would be shocked if anybody's on Megan's Law because they were urinated in public. Those are stories people tell.
Did you confront your dad about any of this?
I did. Yeah. back in my 20s, I realized, okay, he didn't protect me. So anyway, I'm just trying to confront anyone I could. So I told him about John, which he, told me don't make a big deal, right? But whatever, this happened. And he said, you had quite an extensive sex life. I'm just like standing there. And then he said, and children under the age of 3 don't remember. So for me, like we talked about memory, I have some memories and I'm not so sure, a little, I don't know. It's in that category of, I don't know, I can't say, but I'll heal it anyway. I'll do inner child work. I'll have compassion for that part. I'll trust my body, right? But I don't know for sure. But so when he said that, it's like, what is he confessing? Anyway, I wouldn't put it past him that he did something to me and my siblings when we were little. He molested my brother, and another high school teacher at the same high school got busted for molesting. At the time, I know it seems silly thinking back now, but unindoctrinating myself and seeing my parents for who they really are took a long time. I called my dad when this Mr. Just left my brain. Anyway, he was a drama teacher at Ramona. Got busted. It was in the newspaper. I said, Dad, Mr. got busted for molesting a boy, like outraged. Yeah. My dad said, like, he's mad at the system. He said, every teenage boy is going to get masturbated sometime. What men do with young men, sort of thing. Like, it's totally fine and normal. My dad would say very bizarre things to me throughout my adulthood. And I didn't leave my children alone with him ever. And eventually I did cut off the relationship. But when my dad was in a relationship with a man, Jot, Indonesian guy, and he was really nice. And I was always like, why is he with my dad? But anyway, when Jot died, he had diabetes, like type 1. My dad was heartbroken. My husband and I went into LA and cleaned out his apartment. Actually read the eulogy for my dad because he couldn't do it. And it was all gay men and Buddhist monks. But what we found in his apartment was file material. Somebody said, don't say NAMBLA, but NAMBLA, North American Man-Boy Love Association. Apparently they're still going strong and very retaliatory. But there was that material in the apartment, and also like a daddy son magazine. Or I looked at it and it's all about weird fantasies of file material.
So do you believe Jot was also part of?
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think not, but he was doing something weird with my dad. I don't know if he was file, They were super, super concerned if we were circumcising our son or not. Yeah.
That's a very strange.
Oh, because it'll reduce pleasure or something. Like, according to them. And that would be like the worst thing we could do.
Is your dad still alive?
No.
Okay. And I know that you said that you were very triggered when your mom passed. Did you ever get to confront her or no?
I did, actually. So I know this is hard to hear, okay? But going back to Larry, that memory that I don't remember so well, going in with my mom and Larry, and then the end was I had a vibrator. Larry gave me, my mom, whatever. So when I confronted my mom, I was in the backyard, and again, I'm sort of like, I don't care who hears. I was in it, and I said, Mom, why did you let Larry give me a vibrator at 5? And she's like, shh, like the neighbors were out, and I just got louder. But that's really it. Other than, my mom was always kicking me out, even as a little girl, and give me my baby book. Get out. You're not my daughter anymore. Like, always that sort of thing. And as an adult too, okay, you're no longer my daughter, blah, 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 all these letters. And, it was just like exhausting. You know, and I was trying to be a good Christian. I didn't know what the right thing to do was. And you honor your mother and father. What does that mean? But my family needs to come first. It's always a trigger. So I did end up cutting off the relationship with her, finally.
I mean, obviously, I'm very naive, I guess, but like there was no, before both of them passed, there was no, I mean, you're their daughter, there was no apology, there was no...
Never. The last words my dad said to me was that I was an asshole. But on my mom's deathbed, I did go visit her. And I visited my dad. Ironically, they couldn't speak. Also, I didn't say anything mean.
Being a therapist, do you feel like there are certain situations or patients that trigger you and that you would recommend or refer to a different therapist, or has it almost been like a dual healing process?
Well, it is healing for me to always reiterate self-regulation, inner child work. Like it's always been, you know, like reminding myself. But I don't really get I mean, I can't say not at all. I definitely can relate to a lot of clients. I couldn't see a sexual predator. It's really never come across. I've never had that opportunity. Maybe in mental health, like community mental health, I may have seen a offender and not known it, but I would not choose or put myself out there as a offender therapist.
Have you tried to reconnect or look up where Raymond is at since then?
Well, so Raymond left my mom when I was 12 because he couldn't deal with her anymore. But we reconnected in adulthood.
What?
Yeah, I have pictures of him with my sons.
What?
Yeah.
Did you like look him up?
I think my sister kept in touch somehow with him.
Wow.
And then I don't remember the initial me getting involved, but he lived in one of the times in Compton. That was the whole story. But we went and saw him there, and then in Long Beach he lived, and then he came and stayed with us in Apple Valley for a while. And my kids see him as the best grandparent for sure.
Is he still around?
No, he did pass away too, but he was in his 80s. Yeah.
Okay,
And so he still called me vanilla and sugar, and my kids call him chocolate grandpa.
That's so cute. You wrote a book. When did you start writing it?
Well, I felt like from early on I should write a book, but I was like, why do I feel that way? You know, maybe it's just, am I attention seeking?
No, maybe it's healing, right?
But
yeah.
the journaling turned to the idea of a book, like I'll make this a book someday. But then I got to the point where I think it was for my own healing. But then the feeling kept coming back, write a book, right? So I was trying, but ADHD or just I'm not a natural writer. I don't know. I didn't get it. I know I have a master's degree, but I didn't get a good high school education. I failed out of junior high and high school. I did not earn my diploma, but I'm glad they gave it to me. I found a coach, editor, that has been helping me write, and I've just been refining it.
But you are looking to hopefully release it, because I know a lot of people say when they read about other survivors' experiences, they feel less alone, and maybe they haven't gone through the process of talking to someone about it. So
Yeah, I did that a lot too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I read a lot of memoirs and stuff, and I did feel validated and curious. And also in my memoir, it's also a narrative nonfiction where I'm incorporating a therapist's voice.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, so it's like
to little Lisa. Telling her what she needed to know. That's a big part of healing, getting in touch with your inner child. And rescuing them.
Okay, so as people are reading it, it's like they can also feel and see the steps to healing maybe more clearly. Is that
some of it? Yeah. Okay. Like I'm gonna have to write another book too, because I was trying to write like 2 books at once. But yeah, it's informational, because it's really important for people to understand what consent is, and that you can't consent when your brain isn't fully developed. You could be an Einstein genius child, but you still can't consent because emotional development and all of that is different from IQ.
Do we have any time frame or just any range?
Possibly January.
okay? They're going to set alerts. They're going to be emailing you.
Okay, yeah, and I will definitely put it on social media, on my website, and all my other social media. I'm just not sure which publisher yet, and I'm doing some final touches. Another thing that really helped me, thinking about the protective factors, people, whatever good you can inject in a child's life, doesn't have to be about abuse and trauma, but like help children dream and believe that they can do what they want to do, whatever that is. And like, there's good things to come. And I always held on to hope that there was something good to come. And that even when the depression and everything hit me, believing the therapist, like, you'll get through it, there's good to come, always having something positive to focus on, not toxic positivity, allowing people to express and heal and get into that rage and feel it all and do what you need to do, but know that you'll come out of it, and keep a visualization of yourself where you want to be, what that feels like, what that looks like.